Throughout history, the Stoics mastered the art of understanding human nature, especially the intricacies of relationships and attraction. By focusing on inner strength and emotional clarity, they developed timeless insights into what makes people tick, insights that remain incredibly relevant today. In this video, we'll be diving into some powerful topics that can transform the way you navigate relationships. We'll explore the subtle but effective moves that captivate women, discuss the habits that keep nice guys stuck, and break down the physical traits that women find irresistible. You'll also learn how to recognize the manipulative tactics women use and the sneaky tests they throw your way to measure your confidence. On top of that, we'll reveal some of the psychological tricks that make her chase you and uncover a few intimate secrets that most men don't realize women desire. By the end of this video, you'll have a deeper understanding of female psychology and the tools you need to approach relationships with more confidence and control. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your experiences in the comments below. Let's get into it. Welcome to today's episode, where we'll explore a fascinating but often misunderstood aspect of human interaction: how women may use subtle tactics to manipulate and control men. Throughout history, great philosophers and thinkers have sought to understand the complexities of relationships between men and women. The Stoics, known for their wisdom and mastery of self-control, spent their long, meaningful lives studying human nature, including the psychology of women. They believed that the key to a balanced and peaceful life was emotional resilience and self-awareness. Today, we're drawing on that ancient wisdom to uncover some of the hidden ways women might manipulate men, often without men even realizing it. It's important to note that not all women use these tactics, nor do they always have ill intentions. Sometimes, these behaviors come from a place of insecurity or emotional need rather than a desire for power. However, understanding these dynamics can help you become more self-aware and avoid being controlled in ways you're unaware of. Make sure to watch this video until the end, where we'll break down 7 key tactics that women might use to manipulate or control men. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts or experiences. If you've been in a situation like this before, feel free to share your story with us. Chapter 1: Emotional Blackmail. Emotional blackmail is one of the most insidious and powerful tools of manipulation, often used subtly yet effectively. It involves using guilt, fear, or an emotional threat to pressure someone into doing something they may not want to do. For men, this can be a particularly difficult tactic to navigate because it taps into the sense of duty, responsibility, compassion, and sometimes a deep-seated fear of losing the relationship. The hallmark of emotional blackmail is that it doesn't involve a direct demand, but rather a subtle manipulation that leaves you feeling like you have no choice but to comply. A woman using emotional blackmail might say things like, "If you really loved me, you'd do this for me," or, "I guess you don't care about us as much as I thought you did." These types of statements create a false dichotomy: either you do what she wants, or you are labeled as uncaring or selfish. They're designed to evoke guilt, making you question your own intentions and feel as though you're failing in some invisible but important way. What makes emotional blackmail particularly damaging is its ability to erode self-confidence. You may start to second-guess your own needs and boundaries, putting her desires above your own in an effort to avoid conflict or emotional backlash. This kind of manipulation is rooted in controlling behavior. By making you feel like the bad guy, she creates a dynamic where she holds the moral high ground, forcing you to justify your every action. From a Stoic perspective, emotional blackmail represents a failure to adhere to the principle that emotions should never control our actions. The Stoics believed that true wisdom comes from separating emotion from reason. Being emotionally blackmailed forces you into making decisions based on fear of confrontation, fear of being seen as the villain, or fear of losing the relationship. But fear is not a solid foundation for any decision, particularly in relationships where mutual respect and understanding should guide your actions. The Stoics would advocate taking a step back when faced with emotional blackmail and analyzing the situation logically. Ask yourself, is this person trying to manipulate my emotions to get their way? Am I being made to feel guilty for something I haven't done, or for setting reasonable boundaries? By evaluating the situation with a calm mind, you can prevent yourself from being swept up in an emotional storm. The key is to recognize that while you are responsible for your actions, you are not responsible for managing someone else's emotions. It's also important to understand that emotional blackmail often stems from insecurity or an unhealthy need for control. The person using this tactic may be afraid of vulnerability and resort to manipulation to maintain a sense of power in the relationship. While this behavior may not always be malicious, it is still damaging and must be addressed. To counter emotional blackmail effectively, the first step is setting firm boundaries. Boundaries are essential in any healthy relationship, and they allow you to maintain your emotional well-being. When emotional blackmail arises, it's crucial to recognize it for what it is and communicate that guilt-tripping or manipulation is not an acceptable way to get you to comply. Clearly state that decisions in the relationship need to be based on mutual respect and understanding, not emotional pressure. Communication is another vital tool. Often, emotional blackmail stems from unresolved issues or unmet needs that are being expressed in unhealthy ways. It's worth attempting an open, honest conversation about what's driving her to use these tactics. Maybe she feels insecure, neglected, or uncertain about the relationship, and these underlying emotions manifest as manipulation. If you can engage in a dialogue where both of you feel heard and validated, it may be possible to break the cycle of emotional blackmail. At the same time, it's important to stand your ground. Giving into emotional blackmail only reinforces the behavior, making it more likely to be used again. When you allow guilt or fear to dictate your actions, you weaken your position in the relationship, making it harder to set boundaries in the future. A healthy relationship is built on mutual respect, not manipulation, and allowing yourself to be coerced into decisions that don't align with your values or comfort level will only lead to resentment over time. One of the most difficult parts of dealing with emotional blackmail is the fear of confrontation or escalation. You might worry that by refusing to give in, the relationship will suffer, or that you'll be painted as the bad guy. However, the Stoics remind us that while we can't control how others behave, we can control how we respond. By standing up for yourself in a calm and measured way, you demonstrate not only your self-respect, but also your respect for the relationship. You are sending a message that manipulation has no place in your interactions and that both partners need to work through issues in a healthy, constructive manner. In conclusion, emotional blackmail is a powerful tool of manipulation that can deeply affect your sense of autonomy and self-worth. By recognizing it, setting firm boundaries, and communicating openly, you can protect yourself from falling into its trap. Stoic wisdom teaches us that while we can't control how others try to manipulate us, we have full control over how we respond. Never allow fear, guilt, or emotional pressure to dictate your decisions, especially in matters as important as relationships. Chapter 2: Using Sex as a Tool for Manipulation. One of the most common ways women manipulate men is through the strategic use of sex. Sex is a powerful element in relationships, and many men find themselves deeply affected by the prospect of physical intimacy. For some women, this becomes a tool to manipulate, offering or withholding it to control behavior, gain favors, or steer the relationship in a particular direction. It's important to recognize this manipulation tactic because it can have a profound emotional and psychological impact, leaving men feeling confused, frustrated, or even powerless. The manipulation often works like this: if she feels like she's not getting her way or wants you to change your behavior, she may withhold sex as a form of punishment. Conversely, she might offer sex as a reward when you do something she likes. This creates a transactional dynamic in a relationship where intimacy is no longer an expression of mutual affection, but a tool for control. In such cases, physical intimacy becomes conditional, and your actions are directly tied to whether or not you will receive affection. For men, this can be deeply frustrating. Sex, in a healthy relationship, is an intimate, neutral expression of love and connection. When it's used as a bargaining chip, it diminishes the emotional bond between partners and replaces it with a power struggle. You may start to feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells, trying to figure out how to behave to keep her happy or get her to reward you with affection. From a Stoic perspective, this is a clear case of being controlled by external desires. The Stoics taught that we should not allow ourselves to be governed by impulses or desires, especially those that can cloud our judgment. When sex is used as a form of manipulation, it's important to detach from the immediate emotional response and evaluate the situation rationally. Are your decisions and actions being shaped by the desire for physical intimacy? Is the relationship's dynamic becoming less about partnership and more about control? Recognizing this manipulation for what it is requires a level of self-awareness and emotional control. Understand that no healthy relationship should be based on rewards or punishments, especially when it comes to something as personal and important as sex. If intimacy is being withheld as a means of control, it's a red flag that something deeper is wrong in the relationship. To counter this, open communication is key. Address the issue directly, expressing how the transactional approach to intimacy makes you feel and how it's affecting the relationship. Be clear that using sex as a bargaining tool undermines the trust and connection between you. You deserve to be in a relationship where intimacy is shared out of mutual desire and respect, not as a form of manipulation. It's also important to set boundaries around intimacy. Make it clear that your emotions and actions won't be manipulated through the withholding or offering of sex. While this may create temporary tension, standing your ground ensures that the relationship remains built on genuine connection, not manipulation tactics. The Stoics remind us that we can't control how others behave, but we can always control how we respond, and in this case, refusing to be swayed by manipulative tactics is a sign of emotional strength. Chapter 3: Excessive Compliments and Flattery. Another subtle but highly effective manipulation tactic used by some women is excessive flattery or over-the-top compliments. While genuine compliments are a healthy part of any relationship, there are moments when praise is not about genuine appreciation, but about controlling your actions. Compliments, when overused or strategically placed, can become a tool to inflate your ego and lower your defenses, making you more compliant and eager to please. The way this manipulation works is quite simple. It makes you feel good about yourself. Who doesn't love hearing, "You're the most amazing man I've ever met," or "You're perfect, no one compares to you"? While these statements might sound heartwarming and sincere, they can sometimes be designed to cloud your judgment and soften you up for other, less favorable behaviors or demands. It plays into your desire for approval, making you more likely to do things that align with her interests, even if they don't serve your own. When a woman repeatedly tells you how incredible you are, it can feed your ego to the point where you start acting out of a desire to maintain that image. Maybe she says, "I can't believe I found someone like you," or "You're the only man who really understands me," and suddenly you feel obligated to live up to this idealized version of yourself. You may start doing things you normally wouldn't, from spending beyond your means to compromising your values, all in the effort to preserve that sense of admiration she's instilled in you. This tactic becomes especially dangerous when it leads you to overlook potential red flags. You may excuse or ignore her controlling behavior simply because she's made you feel so good about yourself. The constant praise becomes addictive, and you may start chasing it, doing whatever you can to keep the compliments coming. At this point, you're no longer acting from a place of self-awareness, but from a need for validation that she controls. The Stoics, known for their deep understanding of human behavior and emotional resilience, would strongly advise against falling into this trap. Stoicism teaches us that true contentment comes from within, not from the praise or validation of others. If you're constantly seeking approval from someone else, you're giving them power over your self-worth and, by extension, control over your actions. This is a form of emotional dependency, something the Stoics warned against because it erodes your autonomy. To counter this manipulation, it's essential to become aware of when compliments are being used to control you rather than build you up. Genuine appreciation feels different from manipulative flattery. Genuine compliments are usually more specific, focused on real qualities, and don't carry an expectation. Manipulative flattery, on the other hand, often feels exaggerated or comes right before or after a request. Ask yourself whether these compliments are making you feel good for the right reasons, or is they're making you more likely to comply with her wishes. Are you acting to maintain her admiration, or because it's what you truly want? It's important to stay grounded in your self-worth, independent of external validation, so that your decisions are based on what's best for you and not just on keeping her happy. A healthy relationship involves genuine admiration and appreciation, but it doesn't rely on constant flattery to manipulate behavior. By staying confident in who you are and not allowing excessive praise to cloud your judgment, you can avoid falling into the trap of seeking validation through compliance. The power lies in being aware of the difference between genuine praise and manipulative flattery, and refusing to let the latter dictate your actions. Chapter 4. Making you prove your love. A particularly insidious manipulation tactic some women use is making you constantly prove your love. This often takes the form of demands or ultimatums that challenge your loyalty and devotion to the relationship. She might say things like, "If you truly loved me, you would do this for me," or "Show me that I'm more important than your friends, family, or career by doing what I ask." These statements are crafted to guilt you into prioritizing her desires over your own needs, pushing you to constantly prove your affection. What makes this manipulation so powerful is that it preys on one of the strongest emotions in any relationship: love. Men, in particular, can feel a strong drive to prove their love and commitment when they care deeply for someone. This desire to demonstrate devotion can make you vulnerable to repeated demands, especially when they are framed as proof of how much you care. However, the danger in constantly proving your love is that it can turn into an endless cycle of sacrifice. You might find yourself consistently putting aside your own needs, interests, and even your values in an attempt to show how much she means to you. This can create a deeply unbalanced dynamic in the relationship. Over time, one partner, usually the one making the demands, ends up in a position of power, while the other is left constantly giving, compromising, and sacrificing. In such a dynamic, love stops being a mutual bond of respect and support, and instead becomes a one-sided obligation where you're constantly walking on eggshells, worried about meeting her expectations. The Stoics, with their philosophy centered on balance, reason, and self-control, would have been quick to see the danger in this kind of manipulation. They believed that love, like any other part of life, should be guided by rational thought and integrity, not by blind emotional reactions or the need to satisfy unreasonable demands. According to Stoic thought, love should never require a person to betray their values or continually sacrifice their well-being. True love is rooted in mutual respect, trust, and a deep understanding of each other's boundaries and needs. When you're caught in a situation where you're constantly asked to prove your love, it's essential to step back and recognize what's happening. It's not about proving your love, it's about control. Manipulative demands for proof of love often come from a place of insecurity or a desire to dominate the relationship. It's crucial to see this for what it is, a manipulation tactic designed to keep you off balance and in a state of emotional vulnerability. To counter this form of manipulation, establishing clear boundaries is critical. Make it clear that love should never be conditional or require constant proof through sacrifice. A healthy relationship doesn't involve endless emotional tests, but rather an ongoing commitment to mutual support and understanding. Communicate that your love and commitment are reflected in your everyday actions and behaviors, not in meeting unreasonable demands or proving yourself at every turn. It's also important to remember that relationships built on trust don't need tests or constant validation. If someone truly loves you, they won't feel the need to make you prove it repeatedly. True love is evident in the way you treat each other daily, in the respect you show for each other's boundaries, and in the way you support each other without needing constant reassurance. By refusing to engage in these emotional games, you send a powerful message that your love is real, but it is not something that should be manipulated or tested. You deserve a relationship where your love is appreciated for what it is, without the pressure to constantly prove yourself. If someone can't accept that, it's worth questioning whether they truly value you, or whether they're more interested in controlling you through their insecurities. Ultimately, love should be a source of strength, not a tool for manipulation. By setting clear boundaries and standing firm in your principles, you protect both your sense of self and the integrity of your relationship. Chapter 5. Dramatic statements to elicit a reaction. A powerful and emotionally charged manipulation tactic that some women use involves making dramatic statements designed to provoke an intense reaction. These declarations are often exaggerated or filled with emotion, with the goal of making you respond impulsively, without thinking things through. For example, she might say something like, "If you leave, I don't know what I'll do," or "You never really loved me, did you?" These statements are crafted to trigger fear, guilt, or confusion in you, causing you to second-guess your actions or decisions and bend to her will. The effectiveness of dramatic statements lies in their ability to appeal directly to your emotions. They create a sense of urgency or crisis, making you feel as if the situation is much more dire than it truly is. The implicit message is that your response can either make or break the relationship or even her emotional well-being. This can be incredibly disorienting, leading you to react in ways that prioritize her emotional state over your own needs or the facts of the situation. Women who use this tactic often tap into your protective instincts, particularly if you're someone who deeply values the relationship. These emotional triggers work because they sidestep your logic and appeal directly to your sense of compassion or responsibility. You might feel compelled to make things right, even if the issue isn't truly as dramatic as it's being portrayed. In such moments, you may rush to reassure her, change your decision, or bend over backward to avoid conflict, without considering whether her statements are fair or rational. For example, a woman might say, "I knew you'd leave me eventually," even if all you did was express a minor concern or asked for space. This type of language is loaded with emotional weight, designed to provoke guilt and fear of abandonment. The intended effect is to make you doubt yourself and feel responsible for her emotional state, nudging you into actions that prioritize soothing her over pursuing your own well-being. From a Stoic perspective, reacting to such emotional manipulation undermines your ability to remain grounded in logic and reason. Stoicism teaches that we should not be governed by external events or extreme emotions, but instead approach situations with calmness and clarity. Dramatic statements are designed to elicit a heightened emotional reaction, and responding in kind only perpetuates the cycle of manipulation. The Stoic approach would be to recognize the exaggeration for what it is and remain emotionally centered, choosing to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. When faced with a dramatic statement, the first step is to pause and assess the situation calmly. Is what she's saying truly reflective of the reality of your relationship, or is it an exaggerated emotional plea designed to get a reaction from you? By taking a step back, you can evaluate whether her statement is based on facts or if it's an attempt to manipulate your feelings. For example, if she says, "You don't care about me anymore," after you've made a small decision she doesn't like, you should recognize that this is likely an attempt to manipulate your guilt rather than a genuine reflection of your actions. Another effective way to deal with dramatic statements is to maintain composure. Instead of being swept away by the emotional intensity of her words, remain calm and address the situation rationally. Acknowledge her feelings without allowing them to dictate your response. For instance, you might say, "I understand that you're upset, but I think we need to talk about this calmly." By refusing to engage in an emotional spiral, you take away the power of the dramatic statement and can shift the conversation toward healthier communication. In addition to staying composed, it's also essential to set boundaries. Make it clear that while you respect her emotions, you won't be manipulated by exaggerated statements or emotional outbursts. Let her know that you're open to discussing problems in a rational and respectful way, but that you won't make decisions based on emotional manipulation. This approach not only protects your emotional well-being, but also encourages a more balanced and honest form of communication. The Stoic ideal of emotional self-control is especially helpful in these situations. Stoicism teaches that our emotions are within our control, even when external events, such as someone else's dramatic behavior, are not. When you master your own emotional responses, you become less susceptible to manipulation. Instead of being led by guilt or fear, you can respond in a way that is true to your values and aligned with your own sense of integrity. In sum, dramatic statements are a powerful manipulation tool that women can use to provoke emotional responses and control a situation. Recognizing this tactic for what it is allows you to avoid being swept up in the emotion of the moment and instead respond with logic and composure. By remaining grounded and setting clear boundaries, you can diffuse the power of dramatic manipulation and foster a healthier, more balanced relationship dynamic. Chapter 6. Just joking, using humor to deflect accountability. One of the more subtle manipulation tactics women may use involves making hurtful or critical comments and then brushing them off as just joking when called out. This method can leave you feeling confused, unsure whether you're overreacting or if her remarks were genuinely meant to be hurtful. It's a clever way to dodge accountability while planting seeds of doubt or discomfort in your mind. This tactic can erode your confidence over time, making you second-guess your feelings and reactions. The just joking strategy often shows up in small, seemingly harmless comments, such as, "Oh, you're going to wear that? I'm just joking, relax," or "No wonder you never get promoted, just kidding." These remarks are framed as jokes, but they often contain a kernel of criticism or disapproval. The issue is that when you try to address the hurtful nature of the comment, the woman can deflect by claiming you're overreacting or being too sensitive. By doing this, she avoids taking responsibility for the impact of her words and makes you feel as though you're in the wrong for feeling upset. This tactic works because it's disarming. Humor can be a bonding tool, but when it's used to criticize or belittle, it becomes a form of passive-aggressive manipulation. You may start questioning whether you're too sensitive or reading too much into her words, leading you to doubt your own feelings. The Stoics, who believed in the importance of rational thought and emotional control, would advise recognizing when humor is being used as a tool for manipulation. They taught that we should not allow external factors, including other people's words, to disturb our inner peace. To counter this manipulation, it's crucial to call out the behavior when it happens. If a joke feels hurtful or crosses a line, don't let it slide just because it's framed as humor. Let her know how the comment made you feel, and don't be afraid to assert that jokes shouldn't come at the expense of your feelings. This sets a boundary and makes it clear that you won't tolerate passive-aggressive behavior, even if it's disguised as humor. Another important point is to trust your own emotional responses. If a comment makes you uncomfortable, it's valid to feel that way, regardless of how the other person tries to spin it. Humor should build connection, not cause harm, and by recognizing manipulative jokes, you protect yourself from subtle emotional control. The Stoics remind us that we are the only ones responsible for our reactions, and by refusing to be manipulated by jokes, we maintain our emotional autonomy and strength. Chapter 7. The use of tears, leveraging emotions to control. One of the oldest and most recognizable manipulation tactics is the use of tears to sway a man's emotions and control the situation. While crying is a natural and genuine expression of emotion, it can also be used strategically to evoke sympathy or guilt, especially when a woman wants to shift the dynamics of a conversation or disagreement. Men often feel a strong emotional response when they see a woman cry, which can make them more likely to give in or apologize, even if they've done nothing wrong. Tears can be used to stop an argument in its tracks, change the direction of a conversation, or gain sympathy during a conflict. A woman might start crying when confronted with something uncomfortable, such as being held accountable for her actions. The tears then serve as a distraction, causing you to feel bad for her and shift the focus away from the original issue. This tactic is effective because it plays on your protective instincts and your desire to make her feel better. You might find yourself immediately backing down, apologizing, or trying to console her, even if you were in the right. The Stoics believed in the importance of controlling our emotions, both in how we express them and how we respond to others. They would caution against allowing someone else's emotional displays to control your actions. While it's natural to feel sympathy for someone in distress, it's important to recognize when tears are being used as a form of manipulation. Just because someone is crying doesn't mean you're at fault or that you should abandon your position in the argument. To counter this manipulation, it's essential to maintain your emotional composure. When confronted with tears, take a moment to assess the situation calmly. Ask yourself whether her crying is a genuine emotional reaction or if it's a tactic to manipulate the outcome of the conversation. If you suspect it's the latter, don't allow yourself to be swayed purely by the emotional display. Instead, stay focused on the issue at hand and address it directly, while still showing empathy for her feelings. It's also important to acknowledge the emotional display without letting it derail the conversation. You can express concern or sympathy for her emotions while also making it clear that the original issue needs to be resolved. For example, you might say, "I can see that this is upsetting you, but I think it's important we continue discussing what happened." This way, you validate her feelings without allowing the tears to manipulate your actions or sidestep accountability. Setting clear emotional boundaries is crucial in relationships. While it's normal to care about your partner's feelings, it's also essential to recognize when emotions are being used as a tool for control. The Stoics taught that we cannot control how others behave, but we can control how we respond to them. By remaining calm and rational in the face of tears, you maintain control of the situation and prevent yourself from being manipulated by emotional displays. In conclusion, the use of tears can be a powerful manipulation tool, but by recognizing it and staying grounded in your own emotional strength, you can navigate these situations without losing your composure or giving up your position. Emotional manipulation through crying only works when you allow it to control your reactions, and by staying mindful, you can avoid falling into that trap. And there you have it, 7 powerful ways that women may use to subtly manipulate and control men. It's important to understand that not every woman will use these tactics, and not every instance of these behaviors is intentionally manipulative. However, being aware of these techniques can help you better navigate your relationships and maintain your emotional balance. The key takeaway here, as the Stoics would teach, is to stay mindful and grounded. Don't let your emotions or someone else's emotional tactics drive your actions. Instead, respond with reason and maintain control over how you react to any situation. This not only helps you avoid being manipulated, but also strengthens your personal boundaries and sense of self-respect. Remember, manipulation thrives in situations where there is a lack of clarity or confidence. By recognizing these tactics, you're putting yourself in a stronger position to handle them with poise and integrity. Whether it's emotional blackmail, guilt trips, or passive-aggressive jokes, staying aware and setting firm boundaries will help you navigate any potential challenges in your relationships. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future episodes. Share your story in the comments if you've experienced any of these tactics and how you handled it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, stay strong, stay grounded, and remember, you control your own actions and reactions, not anyone else's. Throughout history, the Stoics, known for their wisdom and mastery of self-control, also understood something crucial about human psychology, especially the psychology of attraction. These ancient philosophers grasped the subtle art of making others desire what they could not easily obtain. It's a lesson that holds true even today, and the psychological tricks they embodied can be the difference between pursuing a woman and having her chase you. In this video, we'll uncover 7 psychological tricks that only 1% of men know, tricks that will make her chase you instead. These are not about manipulation, but about shifting the dynamic in a way that sparks her interest and keeps her intrigued. Stick with us until the end, because each of these steps builds on the last to create an irresistible allure. And, of course, if you enjoy the video, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share your story if you've had a similar experience, because these tricks work best when shared with others. Now, let's dive into the first of these psychological secrets. Chapter 1. Ask her about her friend. One of the most surprising and powerful psychological tricks to spark a woman's interest is to subtly shift the attention away from her, and instead, ask about her friend. At first glance, this might seem counterproductive or even risky, but when done with the right finesse, it works wonders. This tactic taps into multiple psychological principles, playing on both social dynamics and deeper emotional triggers. By focusing on her friend, you're activating an array of feelings, curiosity, intrigue, and even a hint of competitiveness, all of which can make her start chasing you for your attention. The first and most important thing to understand is that this approach immediately sets you apart from other men. Most guys, when interested in a woman, make her the center of attention, showering her with compliments, questions, and admiration. While this might seem like the right thing to do, it often comes across as needy or too eager, putting the woman in a position of power. However, when you casually ask about her friend, you're signaling that you're not overwhelmed by her beauty or charm. You're demonstrating that you have self-control, and this instantly shifts the balance of power in your favor. You're showing her that you're calm, collected, and not desperate for her validation. But there's more to this technique. By asking about her friend, you're also playing on a deep psychological need that most people share, the need to feel special and unique. When a woman notices that your interest isn't directly focused on her, it can trigger a sense of uncertainty. This uncertainty can quickly evolve into curiosity. Why is he more interested in my friend? What does he see in her that I don't have? This subtle shift makes her want to prove herself, to show you that she's the one who deserves your attention. Let's take a deeper look at how this works in practice. Suppose you're chatting with her in a casual setting, maybe at a party or over a coffee date, and the conversation flows naturally. Instead of bombarding her with questions about herself, you smoothly transition the focus by saying something like, "Hey, how's your friend? Insert name. I remember you guys mentioning her new project the other day. Sounded really interesting." This comment does a few key things. You're demonstrating that you're paying attention to details. You didn't just randomly bring up a friend. You recalled something from a previous conversation, which shows that you're observant. Women appreciate when a man notices the finer points of a conversation, as it indicates attentiveness and emotional intelligence. You're making the conversation feel less like an interrogation by steering the discussion toward her friend. You're avoiding the trap of seeming overly interested or trying too hard. You're making the interaction more balanced and relaxed, which makes her more comfortable around you. You're introducing an element of social comparison without being overt about it. You're inviting her to think about how she stacks up against her friend. Social comparison is a powerful motivator. When people feel like they're not getting the attention they expect, they often work harder to win it. In this case, the woman might start to seek your approval more actively because she feels like she's not your first priority. But this technique only works if it's done with subtlety. If you're too direct or make it obvious that you're trying to play a game, it can backfire. The key is to stay calm and casual, as if you genuinely care about how her friend is doing. It's important that you don't overdo it. Don't spend the entire conversation talking about her friend or give the impression that you're not interested in the woman you're speaking to at all. Instead, drop a few casual mentions here and there and then move the conversation forward. Another advantage of this trick is that it helps to create a sense of mystery around you. By not focusing all your attention on her, you're making yourself a bit harder to read. In the world of dating, unpredictability is often linked to attraction. When a woman can't fully figure you out, she becomes more intrigued. She starts to wonder what kind of man you are, why you're not like the others who have pursued her, and whether there's something more to you than meets the eye. This unpredictability also ties into a sense of control. By keeping her slightly off balance in the interaction, you're ensuring that she's more invested in figuring you out. As the conversation progresses, she'll likely shift her behavior to try and win your approval or to pull the conversation back toward herself. This subtle dynamic shift, where she becomes more eager to engage, is exactly what you want. Mastery over one's emotions and desires leads to control over interactions and relationships. You're not allowing your attraction to dominate your behavior. Instead, you're staying in control, playing the long game, and letting her come to you. Of course, this approach won't work in isolation. It's one part of a broader strategy, and it needs to be combined with other techniques to be truly effective. However, when used correctly, this tactic can be a powerful way to stir her curiosity and set the stage for her to chase you. In the end, asking about her friend is a small but strategic move that creates a subtle power shift. It makes her question why she isn't the center of your attention, sparks a bit of competition, and ultimately leads her to seek more of your approval. In a world where most men are eager to chase, standing out by not doing so is often the most effective strategy of all. Chapter 2. Look more exciting on social media. In today's digital age, social media is often the first window into someone's life. While many people use their platforms to stay connected with friends and family, it's also a powerful tool to create a certain image of yourself, one that can significantly influence how women perceive you. To make her chase you, your social media presence needs to portray you as someone exciting, adventurous, and engaging. The Stoics understood the value of perception and how controlling the way others see you can give you power. In the same vein, crafting your social media to reflect an active, intriguing lifestyle is a psychological trick that can make her curious and drawn toward you without direct interaction. Most men fall into the trap of oversharing on social media, posting selfies or mundane updates about their day-to-day activities. This can quickly come off as needy or uninteresting. Instead, you want to cultivate a sense of mystery and excitement. Think of your social media profiles as an edited version of your life, showcasing the best, most captivating parts of it. You don't have to fake anything, but you should focus on highlighting activities and experiences that make you stand out from the crowd. For example, post photos or stories about the places you've traveled to, the hobbies you're passionate about, or the events you're attending. If you're involved in something adventurous, such as hiking, playing sports, or attending live concerts, share it. Even seemingly small activities, like going out with friends or trying a new restaurant, can give off the impression that you have a vibrant social life. The goal is to show that you're someone who's always experiencing new things, someone who is in demand, and someone who isn't waiting around for anyone to fill their time. By creating this kind of presence on social media, you accomplish a few key things. First, you're showing her that you're interesting and fun to be around without directly telling her. Actions, even in the digital realm, speak louder than words. Second, you're giving her a glimpse into your life that keeps her intrigued. She'll start to wonder about the things you do when you're not together, what other exciting parts of your life you haven't shared, and this curiosity can easily turn into attraction. Another critical aspect of this strategy is to avoid overposting. Less is often more when it comes to creating intrigue. If you post too frequently, you run the risk of seeming like you're trying too hard or that you have too much time on your hands. Instead, post selectively, leaving her wanting to see more. By controlling the flow of information about your life, you're creating an aura of mystery. She won't know everything about you from the start, and this unpredictability keeps her hooked. A man with an exciting social media presence also signals that he has options. He's not waiting around for any one person to show interest in him. This can stir feelings of competition, as women may start to wonder if they're the ones who can keep up with your lifestyle. It's human nature to desire what we think we can't easily have, and by showing her that your life is full and exciting, you're subtly suggesting that if she wants to be part of it, she'll have to make the effort. Ultimately, by curating your social media presence in a way that reflects an exciting, adventurous, and fulfilling life, you're setting yourself apart from the majority of men. You're showing her that you're not chasing after her attention. Instead, you're living your life to the fullest, and if she wants to be part of it, she'll have to chase you. Social media, when used correctly, can be one of the most powerful tools in creating attraction, as it allows you to control the narrative of how you're perceived, just as the Stoics mastered the art of controlling perceptions in their daily lives. Chapter 3: Reinvent Yourself, a mysterious, different side of you. Another powerful psychological trick to make her chase you is to reinvent yourself. Show her a new, mysterious side of you that she hasn't yet discovered. People are naturally drawn to what they don't fully understand, and if you can introduce an element of mystery into your personality, you'll captivate her attention in a way that few men can. The Stoics believed in constant self-improvement, continually working on their inner selves to reach new heights of wisdom and understanding. You can take a page from their book by cultivating different aspects of yourself that you haven't previously revealed. The key to reinventing yourself is not to completely change who you are, but to showcase different facets of your personality. For example, if she knows you as someone who's always laid back and relaxed, surprise her by showing a more driven, ambitious side. If she sees you as predictable, add an element of spontaneity to your behavior. This unpredictability keeps her intrigued because she never quite knows what to expect from you. You can also reinvent yourself by developing new skills, hobbies, or interests. Take up a new activity that challenges you and introduces you to new experiences. Whether it's learning a new language, picking up a musical instrument, or diving into a new sport, showing her that you're constantly evolving makes you appear dynamic and exciting. Women are attracted to men who have depth, who are always growing and expanding their horizons. When you reinvent yourself in subtle but meaningful ways, you're signaling that you're not stagnant, you're someone who's always striving to be better. This new side of you should not be something you announce or draw attention to. Let her discover it organically. For instance, if you've been reading up on a particular topic or practicing a new skill, allow it to come up naturally in conversation. When she notices that you've developed new interests or perspectives, she'll be intrigued, wanting to know more about the man you're becoming. This slow reveal of your different sides creates an element of mystery that keeps her guessing and coming back for more. The idea of reinvention also ties into self-confidence. A man who is constantly improving himself projects confidence, and confidence is one of the most attractive qualities you can have. When she sees that you're not afraid to step out of your comfort zone and grow, she'll be drawn to your inner strength and resilience. She'll want to be part of that journey, to see where it takes you, and to understand the complexity behind the man she thought she knew. Ultimately, reinvention keeps the relationship dynamic fresh and exciting. People are naturally attracted to what's new and different, and by continually showing her new sides of yourself, you'll make it impossible for her to grow bored or complacent. She'll be chasing you to keep up, eager to learn more about the different layers of your personality. As with the Stoics, who believed in the constant pursuit of wisdom and self-discovery, this approach allows you to remain elusive and captivating in her eyes. Chapter 4. Friendzone her. One of the most counterintuitive but highly effective psychological tricks to make her chase you is to flip the script and friendzone her. This tactic takes advantage of the natural desire people have for what they can't easily attain, and it turns the tables on the usual dynamic where men are often the ones pursuing women. By friendzoning her, you're creating a sense of unavailability, which can make her more interested in you. This strategy isn't about playing games, but about changing the way the dynamic unfolds, adding an element of challenge and surprise that often leads to stronger attraction. Friendzoning her works because it challenges her expectations. Most women are used to being pursued, so when you establish that you only see her as a friend, it can create a sense of curiosity and even confusion. She might start to wonder why you're not interested in her romantically and what she needs to do to change that. This shift in dynamic puts you in a position of power because now she's the one questioning her role in your life, and it sparks the desire to win your approval or attention. People naturally want what feels just out of reach, and this is the psychological basis behind the effectiveness of this trick. When you friendzone her, make it genuine. Treat her like you would any other friend, without showing any signs of romantic or sexual interest. Compliment her, but keep it light and nonchalant. Invite her to hang out in group settings, but don't go out of your way to spend one-on-one time with her. By doing this, you're establishing clear boundaries that indicate you're not chasing her, and this can make her start chasing you. The subtlety is key here. You're not rejecting her outright, but you're also not pursuing her, which places her in a state of emotional limbo. That emotional ambiguity can be compelling because it creates a sense of unpredictability and intrigue. The key to this tactic is to maintain a balance. You don't want to come off as completely disinterested or distant, but rather as someone who values her friendship and isn't seeking anything more. This approach taps into a psychological principle known as scarcity. When something is scarce or hard to obtain, people tend to value it more. By showing her that you're not available in the way she might expect, you're creating that sense of scarcity, making her more likely to want what she can't have. Scarcity amplifies desire because people often chase what feels exclusive or difficult to achieve, and this drives them to invest more effort in obtaining it. It's important, however, to ensure that your actions are respectful and authentic. You're not manipulating her feelings, rather, you're adjusting the energy and expectations within the relationship. This subtle shift creates a challenge that can intensify her interest in you. You're presenting yourself as someone who isn't easily swayed by surface-level attraction, and that alone sets you apart from the majority of men who might be vying for her attention. Over time, she may start dropping hints or trying to break out of the friend zone, showing more interest in you than she initially did. This is where you can slowly shift the dynamic, allowing her to pursue you more actively. The trick is to remain composed and not give in too quickly, letting her work for your attention. When she realizes that she can't have you as easily as she thought, her perception of you changes and she starts valuing your attention more. The act of winning you over becomes a game that she engages with, and before long, the tables have turned. In the end, friend-zoning her flips the usual dynamic, making her chase after you instead of the other way around. It's a subtle but powerful psychological trick that can create attraction through the element of surprise and the challenge it presents. By positioning yourself as a valuable friend rather than an eager suitor, you're showing her that you're someone worth pursuing. This tactic works because it's based on the principle of turning expectations upside down, and once she realizes she's the one doing the chasing, the attraction is likely to grow stronger. By keeping her in the friend zone temporarily, you're also allowing a natural connection to form, one based on mutual respect and genuine interest in each other's company. This kind of relationship can often lead to deeper emotional bonds, as you're giving her the space to see your true value without the pressure of traditional dating dynamics. You're creating an environment where she feels compelled to invest in the relationship, and that investment can often lead to a more meaningful connection. Ultimately, the power of the friend zone lies in its ability to subtly shift the emotional landscape of the interaction. Instead of pursuing her, you're allowing her to take the lead, flipping the typical script in a way that feels natural and compelling. This approach creates a unique form of attraction, one built on curiosity, scarcity, and the thrill of the chase. And in the world of romance, few things are more powerful than making someone work a little harder to win your attention. Chapter 5. Let her catch you checking her out, but don't engage. Another effective psychological trick is to let her catch you checking her out, but don't engage her after she notices. This tactic creates a sense of awareness and intrigue while keeping the interaction light and playful. The key is to be subtle and confident, allowing her to see that you're interested without making her feel uncomfortable or objectified. When you let her catch you looking, you're sending a clear message: you find her attractive. However, by not engaging immediately, whether by starting a conversation or making further advances, you're creating an air of mystery. She knows you've noticed her, but she's left wondering why you didn't follow up. This uncertainty can spark her curiosity and make her want to engage with you first. It's important to strike the right balance here. You don't want to come across as creepy or overly intense. A brief glance that lasts just long enough for her to catch it is all you need. Once she notices, look away with a slight smile or continue what you were doing. The goal is to make the interaction feel lighthearted, not heavy or awkward. This trick works because it creates a sense of intrigue and leaves her wanting more. By not immediately acting on your attraction, you're showing that you're in control of your emotions and that you're not desperate for her attention. This nonchalant attitude is often far more attractive than overt pursuit, as it signals that you're comfortable in your own skin and not easily swayed by physical attraction. The Stoics were masters of self-discipline, and this tactic mirrors that mindset. You're acknowledging your attraction, but not allowing it to control your actions. This restraint makes you more intriguing and desirable because it sets you apart from the men who are too quick to pursue. It also creates a playful dynamic where she might feel compelled to make the next move, turning the tables and putting her in the position of the pursuer. In the end, this tactic is about balance, showing just enough interest to catch her attention but holding back enough to keep her intrigued. It's a subtle psychological game that, when played correctly, can make her chase you to uncover what's beneath the surface. By letting her catch you checking her out and then withdrawing, you're creating a dynamic where she feels compelled to engage with you, adding an element of excitement and mystery to your interactions. Chapter 6. Be more attractive, always be working on yourself. One of the most important psychological tricks to make her chase you isn't a direct tactic aimed at her, but rather something you do for yourself: constantly work on becoming more attractive. This principle goes beyond superficial appearance. It's about becoming a high-value man who is interesting, driven, and improving every day. Women are naturally drawn to men who have something going on in their lives, and by focusing on self-improvement, you'll create an irresistible pull that makes her want to be a part of your world. The Stoics believed in the pursuit of excellence through self-discipline, and you can apply this philosophy to your life to become the best version of yourself. This isn't about changing who you are to impress someone. It's about becoming someone you're proud of, and that naturally makes you more attractive. When you're continually working on yourself, whether physically, mentally, or emotionally, it sends a clear signal that you're a man with goals, purpose, and ambition. This energy is incredibly magnetic. Start by focusing on your physical health. Regular exercise, eating well, and taking care of your body shows that you respect yourself, which in turn makes others respect you. Women are often attracted to men who show discipline and take care of their physical appearance, not just because of looks, but because it reflects a certain mindset of self-care and ambition. Confidence often comes from feeling good about yourself, and when you project that confidence, it naturally draws people in. However, being more attractive isn't just about the way you look, it's about your entire presence. Work on developing new skills and hobbies that make you a more well-rounded person. Learn something new, whether it's picking up a musical instrument, getting into a new sport, or expanding your knowledge on a subject you're passionate about. A man who's always evolving and learning is far more appealing than someone who stays stuck in the same routine. Beyond hobbies, cultivate your emotional intelligence. Women are highly attuned to emotional cues, and being able to communicate effectively, show empathy, and handle challenges with calm and composure are traits that stand out. Emotional maturity is something that many men overlook, but it's crucial to building strong relationships. When you're emotionally stable and can handle your emotions, it makes you seem grounded and secure, qualities that are inherently attractive. Another aspect of becoming more attractive is building a compelling lifestyle. This doesn't mean you need to be rich or famous, but having a life that's filled with meaningful activities and personal growth makes you stand out. When you're passionate about your career, hobbies, or personal goals, it creates a sense of purpose. A man who is passionate about his life doesn't need to chase women, they come to him because they want to be a part of what he's building. Moreover, by working on yourself, you're also signaling that you don't need validation from anyone else, including her. This independence is incredibly attractive because it shows that you're not reliant on others to feel good about yourself. You're living your life for you, and if she wants to be part of it, she'll need to chase you. This shift in dynamic is subtle but powerful. When she sees that you're focused on your own path, she'll start to wonder why you're not focused on her, sparking her interest even more. The key to this approach is consistency. Self-improvement isn't a one-time effort, it's a lifestyle. When you're constantly evolving and pushing yourself to be better, it becomes part of who you are. You'll naturally exude confidence and attractiveness, making her more inclined to pursue you rather than the other way around. In the end, the best way to make her chase you is to become a man who's worth chasing, a man who's always striving for excellence in every aspect of his life. Chapter 7. Keep her guessing, the power of unpredictability. The final psychological trick to make her chase you is one that taps into a universal human desire, unpredictability. People are naturally drawn to mystery and the unknown, and if you can keep her guessing, you'll create an irresistible sense of intrigue that pulls her toward you. The Stoics understood that mastery of the self included mastering the art of perception, and by becoming slightly unpredictable, you tap into a deeper psychological pull that keeps her coming back for more. Unpredictability doesn't mean being unreliable or inconsistent, it means breaking free from the patterns and routines that most people fall into. When someone can easily predict your next move, there's little excitement left. On the other hand, when you're unpredictable in subtle ways, it keeps her on her toes, wondering what you'll do next. This sense of anticipation can be intoxicating, as it activates her curiosity and desire to figure you out. One way to introduce unpredictability is by varying how you interact with her. If you're usually quick to respond to her texts, try taking a bit longer sometimes. If you're always available to hang out, occasionally make other plans and show that you have a life outside of her. This doesn't mean playing hard to get in a manipulative way, it's about showing that you're not overly available or predictable. You're a man with your own priorities, and sometimes she'll need to wait for your attention. This small shift in behavior can make her value your time and attention more because it's not something she can take for granted. Another way to keep her guessing is by being spontaneous. Plan unexpected activities or surprises when you're together. It could be something as simple as suggesting a spontaneous road trip or taking her to a place she's never been before. The element of surprise keeps the relationship dynamic fresh and exciting. When she never knows exactly what's going to happen next, she'll be more engaged and interested in the experience, and by extension, in you. Unpredictability also applies to how you present yourself. As mentioned earlier, reinventing yourself can add an element of mystery to your personality. Don't reveal everything about yourself right away. Hold back certain details about your life, your past, or your future plans, and let her discover them over time. This gradual reveal keeps her interested in learning more about you because there's always something new to uncover. However, the key to unpredictability is balance. You don't want to come off as erratic or unreliable. Instead, focus on keeping things fresh and dynamic without losing her trust. She should feel secure in the relationship, but also excited by the fact that you're full of surprises. When you master this balance, you'll create a magnetic pull that keeps her wanting more. Unpredictability also taps into the concept of scarcity. When something is unpredictable, it feels rare and valuable because it's not easily obtained. By being slightly unpredictable in your actions and interactions, you make yourself appear more elusive, which naturally makes her want to pursue you. She'll be drawn to the excitement of not knowing what comes next, and this can create a powerful emotional connection that makes her chase after you. In conclusion, unpredictability is one of the most powerful psychological tricks because it keeps the element of mystery alive. When you're not easily figured out, it triggers her curiosity and desire to learn more about you. Combined with the other tactics in this guide, such as becoming more attractive, reinventing yourself, and leveraging social dynamics like friend-zoning and subtle interest, you'll create an irresistible force that compels her to chase you. The Stoics knew that the mind was the ultimate tool of influence, and by understanding these psychological tricks, you can harness that power to your advantage. And there you have it, 7 powerful psychological tricks that only 1% of men know to make her chase you. By mastering these techniques, you're not only setting yourself apart from the crowd, but you're also tapping into deeper psychological principles that have stood the test of time even as far back as the Stoics. Remember, it's all about balance, self-control, and understanding human nature. The key is not to manipulate, but to enhance genuine attraction by becoming the best version of yourself and understanding how to navigate the subtle dynamics of attraction. If you found value in this episode, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content that delves into the psychology of relationships and self-improvement. And don't forget to share your story in the comments. What tactics have worked for you, or how are you planning to implement these strategies in your life? We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay confident, stay in control, and always keep them guessing. Throughout history, many great minds have tried to understand the intricacies of human behavior, especially when it comes to attraction. The Stoics, in particular, mastered the art of controlling emotions and understanding the psychology of relationships. They knew that it wasn't always the grand gestures that drew people in, it was often the subtle, seemingly strange behaviors that sparked real interest. Today, we'll dive into some of these quirks that 99% of women find irresistibly attractive. These aren't your typical tips, these are unique, sometimes overlooked actions that tap directly into a woman's subconscious, making her more drawn to you than ever. Before we dive in, make sure to watch this video until the end, as each point builds on the last to give you a complete toolkit for boosting your attractiveness in unexpected ways. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share your own experiences or stories about these tips in the comments below. Let's jump into the first thing that women can't resist. Chapter 1: Fixing Things Around the House. One of the most underrated yet incredibly attractive traits you can display is your ability to fix things around the house. While it might seem like a simple, everyday skill, it actually taps into a much deeper psychological dynamic that is hardwired into both men and women. Women are naturally drawn to men who demonstrate competence, especially in traditionally masculine areas like home repairs or problem solving. This isn't just about tightening a loose screw or hanging a picture frame, it's about sending a message that you're capable, reliable, and resourceful. In other words, you know how to handle life's challenges, big or small, and this signals to her that you can be trusted when things get difficult. This act touches on a primal instinct rooted in ancient times, where men were traditionally the protectors and providers. By fixing things, you're subconsciously communicating that you can provide stability and security, two qualities women often look for in a partner, even if it's on a subconscious level. The Stoics, known for their focus on discipline and action over words, understood that it's not enough to say what you can do, you have to prove it through your actions. And when you take on the task of fixing something around the house, you're showing her that you're a man of action, someone who can be relied upon to get things done, not just someone who talks a good game. Interestingly enough, fixing things around the house also showcases patience, problem solving, and attention to detail, qualities that many women find deeply attractive. Think about it, it's not just about getting the job done quickly, it's about how you approach the task at hand. If you stay calm under pressure, work methodically, and don't give up until the problem is solved, you're displaying traits that signal emotional strength, resilience, and determination. These are qualities women respect and admire, whether they're fully aware of it or not. And here's the best part, you don't need to be a master handyman. Even making an effort to solve the problem goes a long way. The key is showing that you're willing to step up, take responsibility, and find solutions. When a woman sees you confidently tackling household problems, whether it's fixing a broken cabinet or troubleshooting an issue with the plumbing, she subconsciously associates those actions with broader life skills. It tells her you're someone who can handle responsibility and isn't afraid to take charge when needed. This can make her feel more secure and comfortable in your presence, knowing that she doesn't have to bear the weight of every practical challenge that comes her way. You become her teammate, someone she can rely on when things need to get done. But it goes beyond just solving practical problems. Fixing things also taps into the idea of care and investment. When you take the time to fix something around her house or even your own, you're showing that you care about the space you share and the life you're building. This is a subtle way of signaling long-term thinking and commitment. Whether she consciously realizes it or not, a man who can fix things is often seen as someone who's grounded and dependable, someone who can be counted on to create a stable home environment. There's also an element of admiration at play. Fixing things requires a certain set of skills that not everyone possesses. When you confidently pull out a toolbox and start working on a solution, you're tapping into that admiration. Women appreciate competence, and seeing a man solve problems effectively is a massive attraction point. It's not about showing off or trying to dominate the space, it's about quietly and competently handling the task in front of you, which speaks volumes about your character. In many ways, fixing things is symbolic of how you handle challenges in a relationship. Are you the type of person who runs away at the first sign of trouble, or are you the one who rolls up his sleeves and gets to work? When you fix things around the house, you're signaling that you don't shy away from problems, that you face them head-on. This is the kind of strength that builds trust and deepens connections. The Stoics would say that true power comes from the ability to control your environment and yourself, and there's no better way to show this than by demonstrating your capability to fix and maintain things. Lastly, consider the atmosphere that this creates. A man who can fix things around the house brings a sense of calm and order to the environment. You're taking something broken or malfunctioning and restoring it to its original state, or better yet, improving it. This has a psychological impact on those around you, especially women. It creates a sense of peace and reliability, knowing that when something goes wrong, there's someone who can handle it without stress or panic. In today's world, where stress levels are high and stability is rare, being that calming force is an incredibly attractive quality. So, the next time something needs fixing around the house, don't see it as a chore, see it as an opportunity to demonstrate your value in a subtle yet powerful way. Whether you're hanging up shelves, tightening a loose bolt, or tackling a more complex project, know that every act of fixing something is communicating important qualities about you. It's not just about the task, it's about how you approach it and the message it sends. You're showing that you. Chapter 2. Being a good driver, driving her around. Surprisingly, one of the most subtle yet powerful ways to make a woman feel more drawn to you is through your driving skills. It's not just about the act of getting behind the wheel, it's about exuding confidence, control, and providing a sense of security while driving her around. A man who drives well is often perceived as someone who can navigate challenges smoothly, handle unexpected situations with composure, and ensure the safety and comfort of those around him. This taps into deeper psychological cues, where women are subconsciously attracted to qualities that demonstrate leadership, competence, and reliability, particularly in high-pressure or unfamiliar situations. When you take the wheel, you're showing her that you're in control, not just of the vehicle, but of the entire experience. This act of driving, when done with confidence and ease, sends a strong message. It says that you can manage your environment and adapt to the flow of things, a trait that mirrors how you may handle life's more complex challenges. Driving isn't just about getting from one place to another, it's about how you conduct the journey. If you drive confidently and smoothly, without being reckless or overly aggressive, it conveys calmness and composure, qualities that many women find incredibly attractive. You're offering her an experience where she doesn't have to worry about the details because she trusts you to take the lead and get her there safely. Driving also gives you the opportunity to showcase your attentiveness and thoughtfulness. Little actions, such as adjusting the air conditioning for her comfort, choosing the best route to avoid traffic, or playing music that she enjoys, speak volumes about your level of consideration. These are small, seemingly insignificant details that, when combined, can make a big impact. They show that you're not just focused on the task at hand, but are also attuned to her needs and preferences. This attentiveness demonstrates that you're capable of providing comfort and care, adding to the sense of security and reliability you're communicating. Women are often drawn to men who can be nurturing while maintaining their strength, and something as simple as driving her around can highlight that balance. Being a good driver also taps into another level of psychological attraction, your ability to stay calm under pressure. Let's face it, traffic jams, unexpected roadblocks, or other stressful driving situations happen all the time. The way you handle these challenges says a lot about how you handle stress in other areas of life. If you remain composed, patient, and adaptable when things go wrong on the road, it signals that you're the kind of person who doesn't lose control when faced with adversity. This ability to manage stress and stay in control is a highly desirable trait because it suggests that you're someone she can rely on in difficult situations, a man who won't crack under pressure. Moreover, the act of driving often symbolizes direction and purpose. When you're in the driver's seat, you're literally steering the course of the journey, which can metaphorically reflect how you approach life. If you drive with confidence, care, and purpose, it shows that you approach life with the same level of responsibility and intentionality. For many women, this is a significant turn-on because it represents a man who can lead the way and provide a sense of direction, both in the short term and long term. Driving isn't just a skill, it becomes a metaphor for how you handle challenges, goals, and the future. Another key factor is the sense of safety and protection that good driving can evoke. Women are biologically wired to seek security in their partners, and when you drive with skill and attention to detail, you're sending signals of safety and dependability. You're literally putting her well-being in your hands, and when you manage that responsibility with grace, it establishes trust. Even if she's not consciously thinking about it, Her subconscious is taking note of how you're managing the situation and whether you're someone she can depend on in more significant aspects of life. Additionally, the moment spent in a car can foster intimacy. The enclosed space, the shared experience of a journey, and even the conversation that flows during a drive all contribute to a sense of connection. These moments, though seemingly ordinary, can help build rapport and deepen your bond. Whether you're taking her on a long scenic drive or just a quick errand, you're sharing an experience that allows for interaction and connection on a personal level. How you drive and how attentive you are to her needs during that time can enhance the overall impression she has of you. In sum, driving is far more than just a functional task. It's an opportunity to subtly display qualities that women are naturally drawn to. Confidence, control, attentiveness, and responsibility are all reflected in how you drive. These traits not only enhance your attractiveness, but also provide her with a sense of comfort and security. So next time you're behind the wheel with her in the passenger seat, remember that how you handle the journey might just be influencing how she sees you in more ways than you might realize. Driving well is about more than just skill. It's about conveying strength, care, and reliability, all of which leave a lasting impression. Chapter 3: Being good around and playing with kids. One of the most unexpectedly attractive traits a man can display is his ability to connect with and be good around children. Whether it's playing with your niece or nephew, babysitting for a friend, or simply showing a natural ease in the presence of kids, this characteristic speaks volumes about your personality. Women are instinctively drawn to men who can bond with children in a genuine and caring way because it taps into an evolutionary dynamic that emphasizes nurturing behavior. For women, seeing a man interact with kids often signals that he possesses qualities like empathy, patience, and kindness, attributes that are highly valued. When you're good with kids, you are demonstrating that you have the capacity to care for others, and this goes far beyond just being playful. It shows that you're able to tune into another person's needs, even if that person is a child. Women are naturally more attuned to nurturing behavior, and when they see these traits in a man, it strikes a chord on a deeper, psychological level. It hints at your ability to be supportive, reliable, and emotionally present, traits that are critical for long-term relationships. Playing with children requires patience and a willingness to engage with them on their level. This doesn't mean just going through the motions, but genuinely enjoying the process. When a woman sees a man interact in this way, it reveals a more vulnerable, open side of him, qualities that make you appear more approachable and real. Vulnerability, when expressed through actions like caring for children, can be incredibly attractive because it shows a man who is not rigid or overly concerned with maintaining a tough exterior. It strikes a balance between playfulness and responsibility, which is a powerful combination. Women often subconsciously associate a man's ability to interact with children as an indicator of his potential to be a good father or a reliable figure in a family setting. Even if she isn't thinking about having children anytime soon, seeing you be gentle and attentive around kids taps into an evolutionary part of her brain that is wired to seek out nurturing, protective traits in a partner. This doesn't diminish your masculinity, rather, it enhances it by showing that you're capable of being both strong and caring. It's the balance of these qualities that women find magnetic, as it suggests that you could handle the responsibilities of family life without losing your sense of self. Moreover, being good with kids can bring out a light-hearted and joyful side of your personality that might not be visible in more formal or serious settings. This is another reason why women find this trait so appealing. It shows that you're not all work and no play, that you're able to relax, let go of the stresses of life, and be present in the moment. The ability to switch between being serious and being playful is crucial, as it demonstrates that you have emotional range and adaptability, traits that are incredibly attractive to women looking for a well-rounded partner. Even if you're not someone who is regularly around children, how you handle situations where kids are present can speak volumes about you. If you're comfortable in that environment, engaging with the kids without being distant or awkward, you are showcasing a level of emotional intelligence that many women find irresistible. It signals maturity, emotional depth, and a nuanced understanding of how to care for others, all of which are highly sought-after qualities in a potential partner. Women tend to view emotional intelligence as a marker of a man's ability to communicate and connect on a deeper level, which is essential for any successful relationship. Another aspect to consider is that children often bring out the best in people. When you're around kids, you're forced to be patient, compassionate, and understanding, qualities that, when displayed naturally, are incredibly appealing. Women watching you interact with children can see this side of you, and it often leaves a lasting impression. It shows that you're not just focused on yourself or your immediate needs, but that you're willing to invest time and energy into others, especially those who are more vulnerable or in need of care. Lastly, there is a certain charm that comes with a man who can navigate the chaos and unpredictability of being around kids. Children are often unpredictable, and dealing with them requires flexibility, quick thinking, and a good sense of humor. If you can handle these moments with ease, without getting frustrated or flustered, you're demonstrating that you're someone who can keep calm under pressure, another highly attractive quality. It shows resilience and emotional stability, two traits that women are naturally drawn to when considering a long-term partner. In essence, being good with kids is about more than just entertaining them or making them laugh. It's about showcasing a range of qualities, patience, kindness, emotional intelligence, and even strength that women find deeply appealing. These traits reflect not only your ability to be nurturing, but also your capacity for long-term commitment and care. Women are often looking for signs of stability and reliability in a partner, and your ability to connect with kids in a meaningful way signals that you possess the emotional depth and maturity needed for a lasting relationship. Chapter 4: Rolling Up Your Sleeves, Showcasing Your Forearms. One of the most subtle, yet unexpectedly effective ways to draw a woman's attention is as simple as rolling up your sleeves and showing off your forearms. It's a gesture that, while seemingly insignificant, communicates a lot on a subconscious level, tapping into qualities that many women find incredibly attractive. There's something about the casual act of rolling up your sleeves that gives off an aura of capability, confidence, and readiness to handle whatever comes your way. It's a move that combines both the aesthetic appeal of physical strength and the psychological appeal of competence and action. When you roll up your sleeves, you're not just preparing for work or showing readiness to get your hands dirty, you're highlighting an often overlooked part of your body that women are naturally drawn to: your forearms. Many women find forearms to be a particularly attractive feature on a man because they symbolize strength and the ability to get things done. Forearms are not as overtly sexual as other body parts, which makes their allure more subtle and sophisticated. They represent a certain ruggedness and capability, hinting that you're a man who can handle himself in both physical and practical matters. Rolling up your sleeves also triggers deep-rooted associations with masculinity. The visual of a man with his sleeves rolled up often brings to mind images of hard work, manual labor, or someone who isn't afraid to tackle difficult tasks. Historically, men who worked with their hands, builders, mechanics, craftsmen, embodied a certain kind of strength and reliability. Even if you're not fixing a car or building a house, the simple act of exposing your forearms connects you to that legacy of hands-on masculinity, subtly signaling that you're not afraid to engage with the physical world. Beyond the aesthetic, rolling up your sleeves also carries psychological weight. It suggests that you're laid back and confident, someone who is comfortable in their own skin. You're not trying too hard to impress, there's an effortless quality to it, which can be incredibly appealing. Women appreciate men who exude confidence without being overly flashy, and this simple act conveys that you're both capable and approachable. It shows that you can switch between seriousness and casualness with ease, adapting to the situation as needed. This balance between strength and relaxation is key to creating a magnetic presence. Additionally, rolling up your sleeves implies that you're about to engage in something productive, whether it's working on a project, helping out, or simply relaxing in a more informal setting. This action gives off a vibe of competence. Women are attracted to men who can handle challenges and get things done. It's the opposite of helplessness or dependency. When she sees you casually rolling up your sleeves, it's as if you're saying, "I've got this," without uttering a word. What makes this even more compelling is the subtle intimacy of revealing a part of your body that's usually covered. Unlike more overt displays of strength or masculinity, showing off your forearms feels natural and unintentional, which makes it even more attractive. It's not about flexing or showing off in a brash way, it's about effortlessly revealing a part of yourself that is often hidden. This natural, understated masculinity is what makes it so effective. It doesn't feel performative or forced, but rather authentic and uncontrived. In many ways, rolling up your sleeves is a metaphor for how women are drawn to men who can reveal their capabilities without being overly obvious about it. It's not about grand gestures or showy displays of strength, it's about small, everyday actions that signal competence and confidence. These subtle cues often speak louder than words, creating a lasting impression that goes beyond the surface. Chapter 5. Being a good man who saves money. In the world of attraction, financial responsibility might not be the first thing that comes to mind, but it's one of the most underrated qualities that women find appealing in a man. Being good with money doesn't just mean that you're frugal or savvy with investments, it's about showcasing maturity, discipline, and long-term planning. Women are drawn to men who demonstrate the ability to think beyond the present moment and plan for the future. This taps into a deeper psychological need for stability and security, two traits that are highly attractive when it comes to choosing a long-term partner. When you show that you're good with money, you're communicating that you have control over your life. It's not about being wealthy or flaunting material success, it's about showing that you're responsible with the resources you have. Financial discipline suggests that you're thoughtful and careful in your decisions, qualities that extend beyond just money and into other aspects of life, like relationships and career choices. Women appreciate a man who knows how to handle life's complexities with foresight, showing that he's capable of navigating the challenges that life throws his way. Being financially responsible also highlights an important trait that many women find appealing: self-control. When you can manage your money wisely, you're showing that you're not impulsive or reckless. This kind of discipline is a rare quality that signals emotional intelligence and maturity. Women are attracted to men who have a good balance between enjoying life in the present and being mindful of the future. It's not about penny-pinching or being overly cautious, but rather showing that you have a sense of stability and are thinking ahead. Moreover, saving money isn't just about managing your personal finances, it reflects how you approach life in general. A man who is good at saving is often good at planning, whether it's for a vacation, a big purchase, or even future goals like buying a house or starting a family. This kind of forward thinking is incredibly attractive because it shows that you're not just living for the moment, but are invested in creating a stable and prosperous future. It's about showing that you're someone who can be relied upon, not just now, but in the years to come. A man who saves money is also demonstrating independence. Financial responsibility means that you don't need to rely on others to bail you out of tough situations. This sense of self-sufficiency is deeply attractive because it suggests that you're not just capable of taking care of yourself, but that you could potentially take care of someone else too. It's a form of competence that signals you're ready for the challenges and responsibilities of adult life. In the end, being good with money is about more than just dollars and cents. It's about demonstrating that you're a reliable, mature, and thoughtful partner. Women are drawn to men who can offer both excitement in the present and security for the future. By showing that you have your finances in order, you're communicating that you're someone who knows how to balance life's pleasures with its responsibilities, a combination that's hard to resist. Chapter 6. The Validation Test. The validation test is a subtle yet effective way that women assess a man's confidence and emotional strength. This test is often disguised as her fishing for compliments or appearing to undermine her own appearance, skills, or qualities in order to observe how you react. For example, she might say something like, "Do you think I look okay today?" Or, "I'm not sure I'm pretty enough for someone like you." At first glance, it may seem like she's seeking reassurance or affirmation, but what she's really doing is testing whether you'll pander to her insecurities or maintain a balanced, confident demeanor. Many men fall into the trap of overcompensating when faced with this type of test. They eagerly shower her with extravagant compliments in an attempt to make her feel better or to win her approval. While giving compliments isn't inherently wrong, doing so excessively can signal a lack of confidence. When a man is too quick to flatter and goes overboard in trying to make her feel validated, it can come across as desperation or a desire to gain her favor. Women are very intuitive and can sense when compliments are insincere or when a man is trying too hard. Instead of boosting her confidence, this approach may have the opposite effect, making you seem less secure in yourself and overly dependent on her approval. To pass the validation test, it's important to give genuine, balanced responses without falling into the trap of excessive or over-the-top flattery. A great way to approach this situation is to stay calm, confident, and playful. Instead of immediately showering her with compliments like, "No, you look amazing," don't be silly, try something more subtle and playful. For instance, if she says, "I don't think I look good today," you could respond with, "You always look good, but let's see if you can keep up with me today." This kind of response acknowledges her beauty in a more light-hearted way without going overboard. It also keeps the interaction fun, which can shift the mood and keep the conversation engaging. The Stoics often spoke of moderation in all things, and this applies here as well. Excessive flattery can come off as needy, while not offering any at all can seem cold or disinterested. The key is to strike a balance by being honest, playful, and calm. Avoid seeking her validation in return, and don't feel obligated to constantly affirm her attractiveness. When you're secure in yourself, you won't feel the need to grovel for her approval. This type of balanced response shows emotional maturity and self-assurance, which are far more attractive qualities than empty praise. Additionally, responding to the validation test in a composed, playful manner demonstrates that you are not swayed by her insecurity or fishing for compliments. Rather than rushing to give her affirmation, you show that you can acknowledge her beauty and worth without making a big deal of it. This creates a sense of balance and intrigue in the dynamic. You are not there to overly inflate her ego, but neither are you dismissive. This sense of equilibrium signals that you have a healthy respect for her, but that you're also not afraid to be playful and light-hearted, which keeps the connection fun and engaging. When you handle the validation test effectively, you also demonstrate that you're confident enough not to place her on a pedestal. While many men may respond by giving her excessive praise in hopes of gaining her favor, you show that you appreciate her beauty without elevating it to an unrealistic level. This balanced response indicates that you're someone who values yourself and others without seeking constant validation or approval. Women are drawn to men who exude self-confidence and who don't feel the need to continuously affirm their partner's worth to maintain the relationship. Moreover, by not overreacting to her statements or offering empty compliments, you convey that you're a man who is grounded in his own self-worth. Your calm, composed response shows her that you're not desperate to win her over, but instead, you're secure in who you are. This attitude naturally makes you stand out from the crowd of men who rely on constant validation and flattery as a way to win her attention. The more you demonstrate that you're comfortable in your own skin, the more attractive and intriguing you become to her. In essence, the validation test is about seeing if you'll stay true to yourself or if you'll bend over backward to gain her approval. When you maintain a balanced, playful, and confident demeanor in response to her subtle insecurities, you not only pass the test, but you also show her that you're a man who can stand on his own 2 feet emotionally. This kind of strength is incredibly appealing and makes you stand out from men who try too hard to please. By maintaining your composure, you convey that your self-worth isn't reliant on her validation, and this quiet confidence will naturally draw her closer to you. Ultimately, passing the validation test is about showing that you're comfortable enough in your own skin to give her a genuine compliment without feeling the need to overdo it. You appreciate her, but you don't need to constantly affirm her beauty or worth in order to feel secure. This subtle balance between appreciation and confidence is what will make you stand out and leave a lasting impression. Instead of trying to win her approval with flattery, you're showing her that you're a man who values himself and others equally, which is far more attractive than any over-the-top compliment could ever be. Chapter 7. The Emotional Test. The emotional test is perhaps one of the most nuanced and complex tests a woman may use to assess a man's emotional maturity and resilience. It often happens in moments where she opens up about her personal feelings, frustrations, or insecurities. This might involve sharing something from her past that's deeply personal, such as a difficult breakup, family issues, career anxieties, or even long-held fears and doubts about herself. On the surface, it may appear that she's simply looking for comfort or sympathy, but in reality, she's testing your ability to handle her emotions with care, understanding, and emotional strength. The emotional test is unique because it's not just about how you listen to her, but how you process and react to the emotional weight of what she's sharing. Women don't just want someone who can sympathize with their problems. They're looking for someone who can be a solid emotional anchor in their lives. Someone who can handle the vulnerability they're revealing without being overwhelmed by it. Someone who makes them feel heard and validated, and someone who doesn't fall apart under emotional pressure. Unfortunately, many men fail the emotional test because they don't understand what's really happening. When a woman reveals something emotionally charged, such as past trauma, feelings of inadequacy, or deep personal frustrations, some men may shut down emotionally or deflect the seriousness of the situation with humor, hoping to avoid the discomfort. This can make the woman feel dismissed or like her vulnerability is being trivialized, which can cause her to lose trust in the relationship. At the other extreme, some men react by becoming overly emotional themselves, attempting to fix her problems or getting too deeply involved in her feelings. This can lead her to feel like she needs to care for your emotions, rather than feeling supported herself. The key to passing the emotional test lies in your ability to be a steady, grounding presence. Rather than rushing to solve her problems or downplaying her feelings, you need to listen carefully, show empathy, and offer calm, supportive responses. A great example would be if she shares a struggle with feeling insecure about something at work or in her personal life. Instead of immediately offering solutions or excessively comforting her with, "Don't worry, everything will be fine," you could say something like, "I understand why you're feeling that way. It sounds really tough, but I know you're strong enough to work through it." This response not only validates her feelings, but also shows that you have faith in her ability to handle her own challenges, which can be very empowering. In Stoic philosophy, emotional control and composure are considered essential virtues. Stoics believed that while it's natural to experience emotions, they shouldn't dictate our actions or cloud our judgment. This principle is perfectly aligned with the emotional test. The goal is not to suppress emotions, but to approach them with calmness and clarity. When a woman opens up emotionally, she's watching to see if you can remain composed and supportive. By staying steady and not getting caught up in the emotional turbulence of the moment, you demonstrate that you can handle the full spectrum of emotions that come with relationships. This makes her feel safe and secure, knowing that you won't be shaken by life's emotional ups and downs. Another aspect of the emotional test is how well you can navigate the fine line between empathy and maintaining your own emotional boundaries. It's important to show that you care deeply about what she's going through, but it's equally important not to lose yourself in her emotions. If you get too wrapped up in her feelings, trying to fix every problem or sharing in her emotional turmoil, you risk making her feel even more burdened. Instead, your role is to provide a space where she can express herself freely, knowing that you'll remain emotionally grounded and present. Women are naturally drawn to men who can handle emotional intensity with poise and who don't shy away from difficult or vulnerable conversations. If she senses that you're capable of standing strong while she's opening up, it creates a deeper sense of connection and trust. Emotional strength isn't about being emotionless, it's about being able to experience and understand emotions without letting them overwhelm or define you. It's this balance between empathy and emotional resilience that allows her to feel safe sharing her vulnerabilities with you. The emotional test is particularly powerful because it reveals a lot about a man's character. Many men find it easy to be supportive during fun, light-hearted moments, but it's in those deeper, more emotionally charged situations where true strength is revealed. When you remain calm, patient, and compassionate while she's sharing her struggles or insecurities, you demonstrate that you have the emotional maturity necessary for a strong, long-term relationship. It shows her that you're not only willing to listen, but also that you're capable of holding space for her emotions without being consumed by them yourself. Passing the emotional test isn't just about making her feel better in the moment, it's about showing her that you're a man who can handle life's emotional challenges with grace. Whether she's dealing with stress, sadness, or even fear, your ability to be a steady and reliable presence makes her feel like she can rely on you during tough times. This emotional strength is incredibly attractive because it sets you apart from men who either avoid difficult conversations or crumble under emotional pressure. Ultimately, passing the emotional test boils down to being there for her in a way that is emotionally supportive, without making it about you or losing control of your own emotions. When you can listen, validate her feelings, and offer calm encouragement, you're showing her that you're someone she can trust not just in moments of joy, but also in moments of difficulty. This kind of emotional resilience and empathy is rare, and it's what makes you stand out as a man who is not only emotionally available, but also emotionally strong. The tests women use to gauge a man's confidence are not designed to break him down, they're meant to reveal his true nature. Whether it's the leadership test, the jealousy test, or the emotional test, each one provides her with insight into how secure and self-assured you really are. Most men fail because they react from a place of insecurity, seeking approval and validation instead of standing firm in their own confidence. But you're different. By understanding these tests and mastering them with poise and self-assurance, you'll set yourself apart from the 99% of men who crumble under pressure. The Stoics taught us that true strength comes from within, from knowing who you are and refusing to be swayed by external forces. Women are instinctively drawn to this kind of unshakable confidence because it signals that you are a man who can lead, protect, and provide emotional security. So, if you want to be part of the 1% of men who recognize and overcome these tests, start by embracing your inner strength. Remain composed when she challenges you, be decisive when she asks you to lead, and don't let your emotions control you when she seeks validation. Each of these tests is an opportunity for you to prove your worth, not to her, but to yourself. Now that you're equipped with the knowledge to pass these tests with flying colors, it's time to put it into action. Watch how the dynamic between you and women shifts as you navigate these subtle challenges with confidence and ease. Remember, women want a man who can stand tall in the face of adversity, someone who doesn't need to seek approval, but instead radiates strength from within. Make sure to watch this video till the end, and if you found value in these insights, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share your story. Have you ever been tested in one of these sneaky ways? How did you handle it? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Today, we're diving into the psychology of attraction. Now, we all know that the Stoics, with their wisdom on human nature and relationships, had a remarkable understanding of what draws people together. They mastered the art of self-presentation and understood how subtle physical traits can influence perception. So, if you've ever wondered what physical features women find irresistible, stay tuned because we're uncovering the 7 physical features that 99% of women can't resist in men. Make sure you watch till the end because every chapter contains valuable insights that might surprise you. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below if you've got any experiences to share. Now, let's jump right into it. Chapter 1: Height. When it comes to physical attraction, height undeniably plays a significant role. Many women are naturally drawn to taller men, and this preference isn't just a fleeting trend or a matter of societal norms. It's deeply rooted in evolutionary psychology. Throughout history, height has been linked to strength, protection, and dominance, qualities that women subconsciously associate with security and leadership in a potential partner. A taller man often embodies these traits without having to say a word. His presence alone can convey authority, stability, and even social status. But it's not just about the literal inches you stand above others. The perception of height goes beyond physical measurement. Women are often attracted to the impression of height because it signals confidence. Taller men are more likely to be viewed as protectors, providers, and figures of strength. This taps into evolutionary biology, where women seek partners who can ensure safety and stability for their potential offspring. In modern times, this translates into a general preference for men who can stand tall, not just physically but mentally and emotionally as well. That being said, not everyone is born with above-average height, and this is where confidence and presentation come into play. If you weren't gifted with towering stature, there are ways to enhance how you carry yourself and project an image of height and confidence. Posture, for instance, is incredibly important. Standing straight with your shoulders back doesn't just make you look taller, it makes you look more assured, assertive, and in control. Good posture communicates that you are self-assured and comfortable in your own skin, qualities that are universally attractive. Moreover, clothing choices can significantly impact how tall you appear. Well-fitted clothing is essential. Baggy or oversized clothes can make anyone look smaller and less put together. Opt for garments that hug your frame and enhance your natural body shape. Vertical stripes are another visual trick that can elongate your figure, making you appear taller. Similarly, monochromatic outfits, where you stick to one color from head to toe, can give the illusion of height by creating a seamless, elongated silhouette. Footwear is another area where subtle changes can make a big difference. Shoes with a slight lift or boots with thicker soles can add an inch or two without being noticeable. These subtle adjustments in your wardrobe can boost not only your physical appearance, but also your confidence, which is the real key to attractiveness. Women are drawn to men who feel good about themselves, and even small improvements in your posture, clothing, and presentation can elevate how you're perceived. Now, you might wonder, is it really just about height? The truth is, height is just one piece of the puzzle. Confidence and how you carry yourself matter just as much, if not more, than the actual number on the measuring tape. A shorter man who walks with confidence, purpose, and poise can be just as attractive, if not more so, than a taller man who lacks self-assurance. This is where the wisdom of the Stoics comes in handy. The Stoics believed that we should focus on what we can control, not on external factors that are out of our reach. You can't change your height, but you can control how you present yourself to the world. A man who embraces this mindset and works on his presence through posture, clothing, and confidence can command just as much attention as someone with a naturally taller frame. Ultimately, confidence is the great equalizer. When you stand tall, regardless of your actual height, you send a message that you are comfortable in your own skin and capable of leading. Women are naturally drawn to men who exude this type of self-assurance. So, while height may play a role in physical attraction, how you project yourself, both physically and mentally, is far more important. In conclusion, while being tall might give some men an advantage, those who weren't blessed with height can still make a lasting impression by focusing on their confidence and presentation. Whether it's through posture, wardrobe choices, or just how you carry yourself, there are many ways to stand tall and project the qualities women find irresistible. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, and in this case, you have full control over how the world and women see you. Chapter 2. The power of a bright smile. A bright, clean smile is one of the most universally attractive features a man can possess. Your smile is often the first thing people notice about you, and it can communicate warmth, friendliness, and approachability without you even saying a word. For women, a man with a great smile radiates confidence and good health, two traits that are incredibly appealing. In fact, psychological studies have shown that people with well-maintained teeth are perceived as more successful, more competent, and more attractive. A healthy smile signals that you take care of yourself, which subconsciously suggests to women that you could be a reliable partner who takes care of other aspects of your life as well. But a bright smile doesn't come naturally to everyone. This is where effort and self-care make all the difference. Dental hygiene is crucial, and maintaining it shows discipline and attention to detail, two traits women admire. Regular brushing, flossing, and professional cleanings can do wonders for your teeth, but sometimes additional steps are necessary to achieve that dazzling smile. Teeth whitening treatments, either at home or with a dentist, can greatly enhance your appearance by giving you that extra sparkle. Remember, a yellowed or discolored smile can detract from your overall attractiveness, while a clean, bright smile can elevate it significantly. More than just aesthetics, smiling is a powerful form of nonverbal communication. When you smile, it makes you appear more open, kind, and positive, qualities women are naturally drawn to. In a social setting, a man who smiles often is seen as more confident and self-assured, while a man who doesn't may be perceived as closed off or uninterested. Smiling puts others at ease, creating a sense of comfort and connection, which is critical in the early stages of attraction. However, it's not just about having straight, white teeth. The way you smile matters too. A genuine smile, one that reaches your eyes, is far more appealing than a forced or stiff one. Women are intuitive and can easily sense when a smile is real versus when it's a social formality. A natural, authentic smile conveys sincerity and emotional openness, two things women find irresistible. Stoic philosophy teaches us that while external appearances shouldn't be our primary concern, how we present ourselves to the world does affect how others perceive and interact with us. A clean, bright smile is a reflection of inner confidence and discipline, both Stoic virtues. By taking care of your teeth and maintaining good hygiene, you're not only improving your physical appearance, but also demonstrating that you value yourself and your well-being. This sense of self-worth is incredibly attractive to women. In short, a great smile is more than just a superficial trait. It's a sign of good health, confidence, and self-respect. Women are drawn to men who smile because it signals warmth, approachability, and strength. If you don't already prioritize your dental care, now is the time to start. A bright, healthy smile can have a transformative effect on how women perceive you, making it one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal of attractiveness. Chapter 3. Well-groomed hands and feet. While many men may overlook the importance of grooming their hands and feet, these often underappreciated areas can significantly impact how attractive they appear to women. The care and attention you dedicate to these parts of your body reflect your overall approach to self-care, cleanliness, and attention to detail. Well-maintained hands and feet can be surprisingly appealing to women, signaling that you are someone who takes pride in your appearance and hygiene, both of which are qualities that women subconsciously look for in a potential partner. While a man's physical appearance encompasses many aspects, hands and feet often serve as subtle yet powerful indicators of his overall grooming habits and self-discipline. Hands, in particular, have a strong association with masculinity. They represent strength, capability, and the ability to work hard, protect, and provide. However, it's not enough to have hands that are just strong. They also need to be clean, well-maintained, and groomed. Rough, cracked, or dirty hands can be off-putting, no matter how physically strong they may be. On the other hand, well-groomed hands with clean, trimmed nails and smooth skin reflect a level of self-care that is undeniably attractive. Women notice these details more than you might think, and keeping your hands in top shape can go a long way in making a positive impression. Even something as simple as regularly moisturizing your hands, trimming your nails, and cleaning under them can drastically improve how you're perceived. Consider that hands are often in close proximity to others in various social settings, such as when shaking hands, gesturing, or holding something. In these moments, women are likely to notice whether your hands are clean and well-groomed. Hands also play a crucial role in intimate moments, where their appearance and feel become even more noticeable. If a man's hands are rough, neglected, or dirty, it can send the wrong message about his attention to hygiene and self-care. On the contrary, soft, well-groomed hands suggest that you're thoughtful and pay attention to the small details, making you appear more attractive and desirable. Feet, although less visible in most social settings, are just as important when it comes to grooming. While you may not always have your feet on display, they play a significant role in intimate settings, such as when you're at the beach, lounging at home, or during moments of closeness with a partner. Well-groomed feet, free of calluses, with clean, trimmed nails, demonstrate that you're mindful of your appearance, even in areas that aren't always visible. Regular pedicures and foot care might seem unnecessary, but they can be a game changer in terms of how women perceive your overall grooming habits. Neglecting your feet can give the impression that you overlook other details in your life, while taking care of them shows that you're thorough, disciplined, and considerate. Moreover, maintaining good foot hygiene extends beyond just appearance. Poorly groomed feet can lead to issues like bad odors, fungal infections, and other unpleasant conditions that can be easily avoided with regular care. Keeping your feet clean, dry, and well-maintained not only enhances your physical attractiveness, but also promotes overall health and comfort. Women appreciate a man who looks after himself from head to toe, and having clean, well-groomed feet is a testament to your commitment to self-care. From a Stoic perspective, small, consistent efforts in self-discipline and care are essential to living a good and fulfilling life. The Stoics believed that mastery over the seemingly insignificant aspects of life, such as grooming, is key to developing discipline, respect, and character. Applying these principles to your personal grooming routine, including your hands and feet, demonstrates a level of self-respect that women find incredibly attractive. It's not just about vanity, it's about taking pride in your appearance, showing that you care about yourself, and that you respect how others perceive you. When a woman notices that a man takes care of every detail of his grooming, including his hands and feet, it signals that he's likely to be responsible, attentive, and mature in other areas of his life as well. Furthermore, well-groomed hands and feet can subtly influence the way you carry yourself and interact with others. A man who takes pride in his grooming naturally exudes confidence and self-assurance. Women are drawn to this kind of confidence because it demonstrates that you're comfortable in your own skin and that you pay attention to even the smallest aspects of self-presentation. The way you treat your hands and feet may seem like a minor detail, but it reflects larger patterns of discipline and self-care that are very attractive to women. In relationships, these qualities translate to reliability, responsibility, and thoughtfulness, traits that women seek in a long-term partner. In conclusion, while many men may not prioritize grooming their hands and feet, these are crucial areas that can enhance your overall appeal. Well-groomed hands reflect strength, capability, and cleanliness, all of which are incredibly attractive to women. Clean, trimmed nails and smooth skin show that you are not only strong but also take pride in your appearance. Similarly, well-maintained feet demonstrate that you pay attention to the often overlooked details of self-care, which can be a significant turn-on for women. From a Stoic perspective, taking care of these small but important areas shows a level of self-discipline and respect that is attractive on multiple levels. By paying attention to your hands and feet, you signal to women that you value yourself and your appearance, which naturally draws them to you. In summary, grooming your hands and feet is not just about physical appearance, it's about showing that you have the discipline, self-respect, and maturity that women find deeply attractive. When you care for your hands and feet, you're demonstrating attention to detail, cleanliness, and overall self-care, making you stand out as a man who takes pride in every aspect of his life. By incorporating this simple but effective grooming habit into your routine, you'll enhance your attractiveness, confidence, and appeal to women. Chapter 4. Clear, healthy skin. Clear, healthy skin is undeniably one of the most attractive physical traits a man can possess. It serves as a visible sign of overall health, vitality, and self-care, qualities that women subconsciously associate with a partner who is dependable, disciplined, and strong. Healthy skin suggests that you're not only attentive to your body, but also to the various other aspects of your life. In a world where first impressions matter significantly, the state of your skin is a major indicator of how you treat yourself and your overall lifestyle. Whether you're meeting someone for the first time at a social event, a professional setting, or on a date, having clear, blemish-free skin immediately enhances your physical appeal and communicates that you're a man who takes his well-being seriously. Achieving healthy skin isn't just a matter of genetics or luck. While some men may be naturally gifted with clearer skin, most men must cultivate it through intentional self-care practices. A good skincare routine is crucial, and it doesn't have to be complicated. Regular cleansing, moisturizing, and sun protection are essential steps to keep your skin looking fresh, hydrated, and youthful. Washing your face daily with a quality cleanser helps remove dirt, oil, and pollutants, while a good moisturizer ensures that your skin stays hydrated and doesn't appear dry or flaky. Additionally, using sunscreen or moisturizers with SPF protects your skin from sun damage and premature aging, both of which can lead to wrinkles and dark spots. Beyond skincare products, your lifestyle choices play an integral role in the health of your skin. Proper hydration is essential, as it helps flush toxins from your body and keeps your skin supple. Drinking plenty of water throughout the day prevents dryness and helps maintain a natural glow. A balanced diet rich in vitamins and antioxidants also supports skin health. Foods like fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats can give your skin the nutrients it needs to repair and regenerate itself, while regular exercise increases circulation, delivering oxygen and nutrients to the skin cells and giving you a healthier complexion. Exercise also helps reduce stress, which can contribute to acne breakouts or other skin issues. Women are naturally attracted to men with good skin because it reflects a sense of vitality, cleanliness, and health. Clear skin not only enhances your physical appearance, but also indicates that you're disciplined and committed to self-care. If your skin is prone to acne, excessive oiliness, or dry patches, these issues can detract from your overall attractiveness. On the other hand, smooth, well-maintained skin highlights your features and makes you appear more vibrant and energetic. A man who takes the time to care for his skin shows that he values his appearance and well-being, which is something women find particularly attractive. From a Stoic perspective, self-care, including skincare, is an important part of living a disciplined life. The Stoics believed that mastering the small, everyday aspects of life, such as personal hygiene and grooming, was key to building a strong foundation for mastering larger challenges. Taking care of your skin, therefore, isn't just about vanity or trying to look good for others. It's about respecting your body, practicing discipline, and presenting your best self to the world. A man who maintains clear, healthy skin likely extends the same attention and discipline to other areas of his life, whether it's his career, personal growth, or relationships. This level of self-discipline is highly attractive because it signals to women that you're reliable, responsible, and capable of handling life's challenges with grace and competence. In essence, having clear, healthy skin is one of the most effective ways to boost your physical appeal and confidence. Women notice when a man takes care of his skin, and it says a lot about his character and self-respect. A simple yet consistent skincare routine, combined with healthy lifestyle choices, not only enhances your appearance, but also boosts your self-esteem. When you feel good about how you look, it naturally reflects in your body language, confidence, and interactions with others, qualities that women find incredibly alluring. Chapter 5. Bright Eyes. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and when it comes to attraction, this couldn't be more true. Women are naturally drawn to bright, rested eyes because they convey vitality, energy, and emotional depth. Eyes that are clear, alert, and free of redness or puffiness make a man look more approachable, healthier, and more attractive. Your eyes communicate a lot about you before you even speak. Confidence, emotional stability, and attentiveness are all traits women can pick up on just by looking into your eyes. Maintaining bright, attractive eyes requires more than just good genetics. Proper sleep, hydration, and reducing stress are essential for keeping your eyes looking their best. Dark circles, puffiness, or tired-looking eyes can detract from your appearance, making you seem less energetic and vibrant. On the other hand, well-rested, lively eyes suggest that you take care of your health and that you are fully present in the moment, two traits women are instinctively drawn to. In addition to physical appearance, eye contact plays a crucial role in attraction. When you make strong, confident eye contact with a woman, it signals that you are engaged and interested in her. Eye contact can create a powerful emotional connection, making her feel seen and understood. Stoics believed in the power of presence, and maintaining steady, meaningful eye contact is one way to convey that you are grounded and fully in control of your emotions. In conclusion, your eyes are one of the most expressive and attractive features you possess. Women are naturally drawn to bright, clear eyes because they convey health, vitality, and confidence. By taking care of your overall well-being and making eye contact a priority, you can enhance this key aspect of your attractiveness. Chapter 6. Well-groomed hair, neatness counts. Hair, whether you have a full head of it or are embracing baldness, plays a vital role in shaping your overall appearance and attractiveness. It's one of the first things people notice, especially women, when they see you. Well-groomed hair reflects not only how much you care about your personal appearance, but also signals that you maintain high standards of hygiene. These qualities are often linked to confidence, self-respect, and discipline, all traits that women find incredibly attractive. The way you handle and present your hair can make a powerful statement about who you are, and it influences the impression you leave on others. Neatness, in particular, is a key factor. Whether your hair is styled, buzzed, or completely shaved, keeping it well-maintained shows that you take pride in your appearance, something that doesn't go unnoticed by women. For men with a full head of hair, grooming becomes even more important. Regular haircuts are essential to keep your look fresh, polished, and professional. Getting a haircut every few weeks helps maintain a clean and tidy appearance, preventing your hair from becoming unruly or unkempt. In addition to haircuts, it's crucial to invest in the right hair care products. Using quality shampoos and conditioners tailored to your hair type helps keep your hair healthy, shiny, and free from issues like dandruff, oiliness, or dryness. Styling products like gels, waxes, or creams can enhance your look, allowing you to maintain a style that suits your personality while keeping your hair under control. Avoid letting your hair grow too long or become too wild, as this can give the impression of carelessness or lack of discipline. Women are naturally drawn to men who put effort into their appearance, and well-groomed hair can go a long way in boosting your attractiveness. On the other hand, for men who are balding or already bald, embracing this change with confidence is key. Trying to cover up baldness or being insecure about it often backfires, making you appear less confident or self-assured. Women are much more attracted to a man who embraces his natural look with confidence, whether it's by shaving his head completely or maintaining a closely cropped buzz cut. A man who is comfortable in his own skin, regardless of whether he has a full head of hair or not, exudes strength and maturity. Keeping your head well-groomed, whether through regular shaves or a neat buzz, shows that you've accepted your appearance and aren't trying to fight against the natural changes in your body. This confidence in your look, despite any changes in your hair, signals self-assurance, which is incredibly appealing to women. Furthermore, bald men who maintain their grooming by regularly shaving their heads or keeping their buzz cuts neat often come across as more sophisticated and self-disciplined. A smooth, clean-shaven head can actually enhance your features, drawing attention to other attractive aspects of your face such as your jawline or eyes. It also projects an image of a man who is in control and not afraid of embracing change. Women respect and admire men who handle life's transitions with grace and self-confidence. Trying to cover up baldness with hats, comb-overs, or hairpieces can send the opposite message, suggesting insecurity or a lack of acceptance. Embracing your baldness, on the other hand, radiates confidence and self-acceptance, which are traits that women find irresistible. The Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes self-control, discipline, and embracing what is beyond our control, is particularly relevant when it comes to hair and grooming. Stoicism teaches us to focus on the aspects of life we can manage and not to become overly concerned with things we cannot change, such as hair loss. Whether you have a full head of hair or are bald, practicing good grooming habits is a form of self-discipline and respect for yourself. By keeping your hair neat and presentable, or maintaining a clean, shaved head, you demonstrate control over the things within your power. You show that you value your appearance and the impression you make on others, which reflects a deeper level of confidence and maturity. Women are highly perceptive when it comes to noticing the effort men put into their grooming, especially hair. A man who takes care of himself by regularly grooming his hair signals that he is responsible, disciplined, and confident. These traits don't just apply to hair, but extend to other areas of life as well. If a man is disciplined enough to take care of his appearance, it's likely that he approaches other aspects of his life with the same level of attentiveness and care. Women often associate good grooming with a man's ability to handle other responsibilities, such as his career, health, and relationships. The small act of maintaining neat, well-groomed hair can have a significant impact on how a man is perceived by women and society at large. Moreover, the confidence that comes from good grooming radiates in all areas of life. A man who feels good about his appearance naturally carries himself with more poise and self-assurance. This confidence is magnetic, drawing people toward him. Women, in particular, are drawn to men who are comfortable with their appearance because it suggests a deeper sense of security and emotional stability. A man who is secure in himself doesn't need external validation or reassurance. He knows his worth, and that quiet confidence is incredibly appealing. In summary, whether you have a full head of hair, are balding, or have embraced the shaved look, how you groom and present yourself plays a crucial role in your overall attractiveness. Neatness counts. Regular haircuts, good hair care products, and thoughtful styling for those with hair can significantly enhance your appearance, while bald or balding men can exude even more confidence by fully embracing their look. The Stoic principles of discipline, self-control, and acceptance apply perfectly to grooming habits. By maintaining a well-groomed, neat appearance, you signal to the world, and to women in particular, that you are confident, disciplined, and respectful of yourself. These are qualities that women find deeply attractive, and they can make a lasting impression on those around you. Chapter 7. Broad shoulders, a symbol of strength. Broad shoulders and a muscular torso are classic symbols of masculinity and strength, making them highly attractive to women. Physically, broad shoulders indicate power and capability, traits that women have evolved to find appealing. A strong upper body suggests that you can protect, provide, and handle life's challenges with ease. Even if you are not naturally broad-shouldered, you can enhance this feature through physical fitness. Exercises that target your shoulders and chest, such as push-ups, shoulder presses, and bench presses, can help you build a stronger, more defined upper body. Regular strength training not only improves your physique, but also boosts your confidence, which is equally important in attracting women. Broad shoulders are more than just a physical feature, they convey a sense of stability and reliability. Women are instinctively drawn to men who appear strong and capable, both physically and mentally. A well-built upper body also suggests discipline and commitment to fitness, traits that women find appealing. From a Stoic perspective, developing your body through exercise is a form of self-mastery. Building physical strength mirrors the Stoic ideal of cultivating inner strength and resilience. By focusing on your fitness, you are not only improving your physical appearance, but also embodying the Stoic virtue of self-discipline. In conclusion, broad shoulders are a timeless symbol of attractiveness. By working on your physical fitness and developing a strong upper body, you enhance your appeal to women while also building confidence and resilience, both of which are irresistible qualities. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and when it comes to attraction, this couldn't be more true. Women are naturally drawn to bright, rested eyes because they convey vitality, energy, and emotional depth. Eyes that are clear, alert, and free of redness or puffiness make a man look more approachable, healthier, and more attractive. Your eyes communicate a lot about you before you even speak. Confidence, emotional stability, and attentiveness are all traits women can pick up on just by looking into your eyes. Maintaining bright, attractive eyes requires more than just good genetics. Proper sleep, hydration, and reducing stress are essential for keeping your eyes looking their best. Dark circles, puffiness, or tired-looking eyes can detract from your appearance, making you seem less energetic and vibrant. On the other hand, well-rested, lively eyes suggest that you take care of your health and that you are fully present in the moment, two traits women are instinctively drawn to. In addition to physical appearance, eye contact plays a crucial role in attraction. When you make strong, confident eye contact with a woman, it signals that you are engaged and interested in her. Eye contact can create a powerful emotional connection, making her feel seen and understood. Stoics believed in the power of presence, and maintaining steady, meaningful eye contact is one way to convey that you are grounded and fully in control of your emotions. In conclusion, your eyes are one of the most expressive and attractive features you possess. Women are naturally drawn to bright, clear eyes because they convey health, vitality, and confidence. By taking care of your overall well-being and making eye contact a priority, you can enhance this key aspect of your attractiveness. As we've explored these 7 irresistible physical features, it's important to remember that attraction goes beyond just looks. While certain traits may naturally draw women in, what truly captivates them is the confidence and self-assurance you project. The Stoics taught us that while we cannot control everything in life, we can control how we present ourselves and how we respond to the world around us. Every man has unique strengths and attributes, and by focusing on self-improvement, whether it's your posture, grooming, or physical fitness, you can enhance your natural appeal. But more than that, developing a strong sense of self-worth and embodying qualities like discipline, resilience, and emotional strength will make you truly stand out. Remember, physical traits are just one piece of the puzzle. How you carry yourself, the confidence you exude, and the respect you show for yourself and others are what really make you irresistible. So, take these tips, apply them where you can, and watch how women respond, not just to your appearance, but to the confident, composed man you become. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your experiences in the comments below. We'd love to hear how these principles have worked for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. The Stoics, during their long and meaningful lives, mastered the art of understanding human psychology, including the dynamics between men and women. Stoic philosophy teaches us to live in accordance with reason, self-respect, and discipline, not to be swayed by external approval. When it comes to relationships, many men fall into the trap of being too nice, sacrificing their true selves in an attempt to win affection or approval. But this approach, more often than not, leads to being taken for granted rather than appreciated. In today's episode, we're diving deep into the 7 nice guy habits that might be holding you back. Habits you need to stop immediately if you want women to chase you rather than push you aside. Stay tuned until the end of the video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your story if you've ever found yourself stuck in this nice guy trap. Chapter 1. Stop people-pleasing, living by impossible standards. One of the most detrimental habits many nice guys fall into is the relentless drive to please others, particularly women. This tendency to people-please often stems from a deep desire for approval and validation, a belief that if you can just be agreeable, helpful, or self-sacrificing enough, people will appreciate and love you in return. While it may seem like a good strategy on the surface, constantly bending over backward to meet other people's expectations actually has the opposite effect. Instead of drawing people closer, it pushes them away because it reflects insecurity, not strength. At its core, people-pleasing is about living according to standards set by others, standards that are often unrealistic, contradictory, and impossible to meet consistently. Whether it's agreeing to plans you don't want to attend, sacrificing your own time to help with things you're not interested in, or changing your preferences and opinions to align with someone else's, all of these behaviors signal a lack of self-respect. You're essentially saying that the other person's approval is more important than your own needs and desires. Women, like anyone else, can easily sense when someone is trying too hard to please them, and it can be a major turn-off. Ironically, the more you chase approval, the less likely you are to get it. This is where Stoic philosophy can provide some much-needed wisdom. The Stoics, particularly figures like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, were firm in their belief that self-worth should come from within, not from the opinions or approval of others. They taught that external validation is fleeting and unreliable. If you base your sense of self-worth on how others perceive you, you will always be at the mercy of their changing moods and expectations. Instead, true confidence comes from living by your own principles and values. When you stop striving to be the perfect man for everyone else and focus on becoming the best version of yourself according to your standards, you naturally become more attractive. Imagine this. Instead of trying to mold yourself into the ideal partner based on what you think a woman wants, you stand firm in your beliefs, values, and preferences. You're confident in who you are and what you bring to the table without needing anyone else's approval. This kind of self-assurance is magnetic. It signals that you don't need external validation to feel good about yourself, and that's something people, especially women, find incredibly attractive. Women are more drawn to men who are secure in their identity and don't feel the need to constantly adjust their behavior to fit someone else's expectations. The problem with people-pleasing is that it sets up an unhealthy dynamic in relationships. When you always prioritize others' needs over your own, you set a precedent for being treated as a doormat. This behavior signals to others that your time, feelings, and preferences aren't as important as theirs. Over time, this can lead to resentment, as you find yourself giving without receiving anything in return. Even worse, this dynamic erodes the respect others have for you, as they start to take your compliance and sacrifice for granted. Another important consideration is that people-pleasing is emotionally exhausting. Constantly worrying about what others think of you and trying to meet their expectations creates stress and anxiety. You end up living a life that isn't authentic to who you are, and that kind of inner conflict is unsustainable. Stoic teachings remind us that peace of mind comes from being true to ourselves, not from bending to the will of others. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be." D1. This advice is a powerful reminder that your goal should be to live a life that aligns with your own values and principles, not to spend your time worrying about how others perceive you. The reality is, women are not attracted to men who are constantly seeking their approval. What they find attractive is a man who knows his worth, sets boundaries, and stands firm in his beliefs. People-pleasing might seem like a way to build connections, but it actually kills attraction because it shows a lack of self-respect and individuality. Instead of focusing on what others want from you, focus on becoming the kind of man who is respected and admired for his authenticity, integrity, and confidence. To break free from the people-pleasing cycle, you need to start practicing self-awareness. Recognize the moments when you're prioritizing others' needs over your own, and ask yourself why. Are you saying yes to something because you genuinely want to, or are you doing it out of fear of disapproval? Are you changing your opinions or preferences to fit in, or are you being true to yourself? The more you become aware of these behaviors, the easier it will be to correct them. Additionally, practice setting boundaries. This is a crucial step in stopping people-pleasing behavior. Learn to say no when something doesn't align with your values or desires, and don't feel guilty about it. Remember, you have a right to prioritize your own needs and well-being, and anyone who truly respects you will understand that. By setting boundaries and standing firm in your decisions, you signal that you respect yourself, and that's something others will respect as well. In summary, people-pleasing might feel like the path to approval, but in reality, it only leads to frustration, exhaustion, and a lack of genuine respect from others. By focusing on living according to your own standards and being true to yourself, you not only cultivate inner peace and confidence, but you also become more attractive and respected by those around you. So, stop chasing external validation and start building a life that's authentic to who you are. Chapter 2. Stop being too agreeable. Kill the nice guy persona. Embrace your individuality. Another crucial habit that nice guys need to break is being overly agreeable. While being polite and respectful is important, always agreeing with everyone, especially women, can be a major detractor. Constantly nodding along and refusing to voice your own opinions may seem like the path of least resistance, but in reality, it makes you blend into the background. Women don't find men attractive who don't stand for anything. When you never disagree or offer your perspective, you become predictable, boring, and easy to overlook. Women are attracted to men who show individuality, not those who seek to appease at all costs. The problem with being overly agreeable is that it often stems from a desire to avoid conflict or disagreement, particularly in relationships. You might think that going along with what she says or likes will make her see you as easygoing and flexible, but in the long run, it makes you seem like you have no backbone. And here's the kicker: the more agreeable you are, the more you stifle your own needs, preferences, and desires. You're so focused on keeping the peace that you end up betraying your own sense of self. Stoic philosophy would argue that living this way is not living at all. The Stoics taught that we should live in accordance with nature, which means being true to who we are and standing by our beliefs, even if it leads to conflict or disagreement. A key part of becoming more attractive to women is having the confidence to express your opinions, even if they don't align with hers. You don't need to be argumentative or combative, but you do need to demonstrate that you have thoughts, beliefs, and convictions of your own. Women respect men who stand up for what they believe in because it shows that you're confident in who you are. More importantly, it shows that you won't compromise your values just to win someone else's approval. Stoic teachings remind us that we should never sacrifice our integrity for the sake of external validation. Marcus Aurelius often spoke about the importance of being self-sufficient and not allowing the opinions of others to dictate our actions. In the context of dating, This means that you need to be willing to disagree, assert your preferences, and maintain your individuality. Women are attracted to men who have their own sense of direction and purpose. When you're constantly trying to adapt to what you think she wants, you lose that edge. To break free from the habit of being too agreeable, start by practicing self-expression. The next time you find yourself automatically agreeing with someone, pause and ask yourself if that's really how you feel. If it's not, speak up. Don't be afraid to express your own thoughts, even if they don't align with hers. Remember, relationships aren't about constantly agreeing with each other. They're about mutual respect and understanding, which can only come from honest communication. The more you practice being true to yourself, the more you'll find that women are drawn to your authenticity and confidence. In conclusion, being too agreeable may seem like a way to build harmony, but it ultimately kills attraction by making you appear weak and indecisive. Embrace your individuality, voice your opinions, and don't be afraid to disagree. When you stand firm in who you are, you show women that you have a sense of self-worth and independence, qualities that are far more attractive than mindless agreement. Chapter 3. Stop saying yes to everything. One of the most common habits that nice guys struggle with is the inability to say no. Whether driven by a desire to be liked, to avoid confrontation, or to prevent disappointing others, you might find yourself agreeing to everything, regardless of whether you truly want to. This leads to overcommitting, stretching yourself thin, and eventually being taken advantage of. While women and others in your life may not consciously set out to exploit you, when they realize you're always willing and available to accommodate their needs, expectations increase. This can easily trap you in situations where you're doing things you don't want to, just because you're afraid to say no. Saying yes all the time comes from a place of insecurity. It might feel like saying no would cause others to think less of you, or that refusing someone's request risks losing their favor. But in reality, constantly agreeing to everything erodes your own self-respect and communicates that you don't value your own time or priorities. This can create a vicious cycle. The more you say yes, the more is expected of you, and the less control you have over your own life. Not only does this diminish your self-respect, but it can also lead to a loss of respect from others. When women, or anyone, see that you're always agreeable and readily available, they begin to perceive you as someone without boundaries, someone who doesn't stand up for their own needs. While you may think this will make you more likable, it often has the opposite effect. It makes you appear weak and easy to manipulate. Women are more attracted to men who know how to set boundaries and assert their own needs. From a Stoic perspective, mastering the art of saying no is crucial for maintaining integrity and self-mastery. Stoicism teaches that you should only focus on what you can control, and one of the most important things you can control is your time and energy. When you constantly say yes to others' demands, you are surrendering that control and allowing your life to be dictated by external pressures. The Stoics would argue that refusing requests that go against your values or that overextend you isn't selfish, it's an essential part of preserving your autonomy and well-being. Learning to say no when necessary is a skill that communicates self-respect. When you refuse to overextend yourself, you signal to others, especially women, that you value your own time, energy, and well-being. This makes you appear more confident and assertive, qualities that women find incredibly attractive. In contrast, if you're always saying yes, it sends a message that you're desperate for approval and willing to sacrifice your own needs to keep the peace. Over time, this not only drains your energy but also builds resentment, as you end up fulfilling commitments that you never really wanted to take on. If you want to break the habit of always saying yes, start by assessing your current commitments. The next time someone asks you for a favor or invites you to something, take a moment to reflect. Is this something you genuinely want to do? Will it serve your values or your long-term goals? If not, it's perfectly okay to say no. Practice declining requests politely but firmly. You don't need to justify or apologize for your decision, simply state that you can't accommodate the request. For instance, if a friend asks for a favor and it's inconvenient for you, a simple response like, "I'm not available to do that, but thanks for asking," is all it takes. The more you practice setting boundaries, the easier it will become. Over time, others will come to respect your limits, and more importantly, you'll earn their admiration for standing firm in your decisions. This also extends to romantic relationships. Women are drawn to men who aren't afraid to say no because it shows that you have a sense of self-respect and won't be easily swayed by others' demands. It signals that you value yourself enough to prioritize your own needs and that you are not just looking for approval. When you're too agreeable, it can make you seem desperate or too eager to please, which can be a major turn-off. Saying no also gives you the opportunity to invest your time and energy in things that truly matter to you, whether that's pursuing your own goals, building meaningful relationships, or simply maintaining a healthy work-life balance. By setting boundaries, you not only protect your own well-being, but also show others that you're someone who values their time and energy. This is incredibly attractive because it demonstrates confidence and a strong sense of self-worth. In conclusion, constantly saying yes to everything doesn't make you more likable or respected, it makes you more vulnerable to being taken for granted. To stop this cycle, start setting boundaries and prioritizing your own needs. Learn to say no when necessary, and you'll find that not only will you earn the respect and admiration of those around you, but you'll also gain a deeper sense of self-respect. Women, in particular, will be more attracted to your assertiveness and ability to stand firm in your decisions. Chapter 4. Stand up for yourself. One of the most crucial aspects of developing confidence and self-respect, especially for those who have fallen into the nice guy trap, is learning to stand up for yourself. Too often, nice guys let things slide in an effort to avoid conflict, whether it's enduring disrespectful comments, ignoring boundary violations, or tolerating behavior that they find uncomfortable. This passive approach may seem like the path of least resistance, but it ultimately erodes both your self-esteem and how others perceive you. If you constantly allow people, including women, to cross your boundaries without consequence, you're essentially signaling that you don't value yourself. Unfortunately, the longer you permit this, the more others will test your limits because you've shown that you won't defend them. The truth is that women, and people in general, respect men who are assertive enough to protect their personal boundaries. Assertiveness isn't about being aggressive or confrontational. It's about standing firm in your self-respect and communicating clearly when lines have been crossed. The Stoics believed in maintaining inner peace, which includes defending your boundaries. Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that we should focus on what we can control, and that includes how we allow others to treat us. You may not control someone else's behavior, but you have the power to decide how you react. By standing up for yourself, you maintain your integrity and protect your sense of self-worth. This mindset is not about inflating your ego or acting tough, but rather about upholding your dignity and personal values. So why do the nice guys often fail to stand up for themselves? The root of this issue usually lies in fear of upsetting others, fear of conflict, or fear of rejection. Nice guys tend to prioritize keeping the peace over defending their boundaries, thinking that by avoiding confrontation, they'll be more liked or accepted. But here's the paradox: the more you avoid conflict and allow others to disrespect you, the less they will respect you. Women are attracted to men who are confident enough to assert themselves because it shows strength of character, not just in romantic situations, but in life as a whole. It's also important to recognize that standing up for yourself doesn't mean becoming aggressive or defensive. There's a huge difference between healthy assertiveness and unnecessary aggression. Assertiveness is calm, clear, and rooted in respect for yourself and others. If someone insults you or behaves in a way that makes you uncomfortable, it's essential to address the issue with composure. This can be as simple as saying, "I don't appreciate that comment," or that behavior isn't acceptable to me. By making it clear that you won't tolerate disrespect, you set a firm boundary and establish the standards by which others will treat you. Women find assertiveness attractive because it signals that you are confident, self-assured, and capable of handling difficult situations with grace. Whether in a romantic relationship or everyday interactions, a man who can stand his ground is perceived as someone who knows his worth and isn't afraid to protect it. This level of self-assurance also speaks to your ability to lead, which is a highly attractive quality. Women don't want to be with a man who shrinks in the face of conflict or avoids standing up for what's right. They want someone who can navigate challenges with maturity and strength. Furthermore, defending your boundaries in a relationship is crucial for maintaining balance and mutual respect. If you allow your partner to continuously overstep your boundaries, it will create an unhealthy dynamic where one person holds all the power. This isn't just about being the man in a relationship, but about ensuring that both partners are treated with equal respect and consideration. When you don't stand up for yourself, you risk becoming resentful, frustrated, and feeling powerless, which can cause long-term damage to your self-esteem and the relationship. Another important point to remember is that standing up for yourself isn't about nitpicking or being overly sensitive. There's a difference between minor annoyances that can be let go and significant boundary violations that need to be addressed. You don't need to confront every small issue, but when something truly bothers you, or when someone's behavior disrespects your personal values, it's essential to speak up. This level of discernment comes with practice and self-awareness. The Stoics believed in balancing emotional resilience with assertiveness. For example, Marcus Aurelius wrote about the importance of self-control, but also stressed that one must take action when necessary. Defending your boundaries is a key part of that action. When you stand up for yourself, you're not only safeguarding your sense of self-worth, but also demonstrating emotional strength. Moreover, standing up for yourself teaches others how to treat you. When you calmly assert your boundaries, people learn that you expect respect and won't tolerate mistreatment. This doesn't just apply to romantic relationships, but also to friendships, family, and professional settings. The more you practice this, the more natural it will become, and over time, you'll develop a strong reputation as someone who commands respect without being combative or arrogant. So how can you start implementing this? Begin by recognizing your boundaries. What behaviors or comments cross the line for you? Next, practice addressing these boundary violations in real time. You don't need to make a big scene, but you do need to make it clear that certain actions or words are unacceptable. This could be as simple as saying, "I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that," or "That's not okay with me." At first, it may feel uncomfortable to stand up for yourself, especially if you're used to avoiding conflict. But over time, you'll find that it gets easier and that the respect you gain from others will boost your confidence. Women are attracted to men who don't let others walk all over them because it shows that you value yourself enough to protect your dignity. Remember, the Stoics emphasized the importance of knowing what's within your control. While you can't control how others behave, you can control your response. By standing up for yourself, you maintain your personal integrity and command the respect you deserve. In conclusion, standing up for yourself is a fundamental aspect of gaining respect and attracting the right kind of attention. It's about showing the world that you value yourself enough to protect your boundaries, and this confidence is magnetic to others. Women, in particular, are drawn to men who exude self-respect, composure, and strength. So stop letting things slide and start defending your boundaries with grace and confidence. Chapter 5. Stop seeking external validation. One of the most self-sabotaging habits that nice guys engage in is constantly seeking external validation. Whether it's looking for compliments, approval, or reassurance from others, this habit stems from insecurity and a lack of inner confidence. You may not even realize you're doing it, But when your sense of self-worth depends on what others think or say about you, you're giving away your power. Stoic philosophy teaches us that real confidence comes from within, not from external sources. If you're constantly seeking validation from others, especially women, you'll never truly feel secure in who you are. Women are highly attuned to men who are needy for validation. They can sense when a man is fishing for compliments or trying too hard to win their approval. This behavior is a major turn-off because it shows that you lack self-confidence and are too dependent on others to feel good about yourself. The irony is that the more you chase external validation, the less attractive you become because you're essentially signaling that your self-worth is fragile and reliant on others' opinions. Instead of seeking validation from women or anyone else, focus on building your inner confidence. The Stoics emphasized the importance of self-sufficiency, of finding contentment and strength within yourself rather than from external sources. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is in your power to maintain the beauty of your soul or to be a decent human being." This means you are in control of your self-worth and you don't need anyone else's approval to feel good about who you are. To break the habit of seeking external validation, start by becoming more aware of when and why you do it. The next time you find yourself fishing for a compliment or trying to impress someone for approval, pause and ask yourself why you need their validation. Is it because you're unsure of your own worth? Is it because you're trying to prove something? Once you understand the root of this behavior, you can begin to shift your focus inward. Building inner confidence doesn't happen overnight, but it's a gradual process of self-acceptance and personal growth. Start by setting small goals for yourself and achieving them without needing anyone else's approval. Take pride in your own accomplishments and recognize your own strengths. The more you practice relying on yourself for validation, the less you'll feel the need to seek it from others. Women are far more attracted to men who are self-assured and confident in who they are. When you stop seeking their validation, you'll notice a shift in how they perceive you. Instead of chasing their approval, you'll naturally draw them in because true confidence is magnetic. Remember, the Stoics believed that external circumstances, including other people's opinions, should never dictate your inner state. By focusing on building your own self-worth, you'll become the kind of man who commands respect and admiration without ever having to seek it. Chapter 6. Stop apologizing for your existence. One of the most common habits nice guys fall into is over-apologizing. Whether it's saying sorry for things beyond your control or apologizing for simply existing in someone's space, this tendency stems from low self-esteem and a desire to avoid conflict. You might think that apologizing often makes you appear humble, thoughtful, or considerate, but in reality, it can give off the impression that you are insecure or unsure of yourself. Women, and people in general, are more attracted to those who show confidence and assurance in their actions and presence, not those who apologize for merely taking up space. Stoic philosophy offers an important lesson here. While we must own our actions and be accountable when we've made mistakes, we should never diminish ourselves unnecessarily. There's a critical difference between a genuine apology and one made out of habit or fear of disapproval. If you find yourself apologizing just to smooth over interactions, especially when you haven't done anything wrong, you are projecting weakness and signaling that you don't value yourself enough to stand firm in your beliefs and actions. This habitual apologizing is often rooted in the fear of being seen as a burden or causing discomfort to others. But the truth is, when you apologize too much, especially for trivial things, you are sending the message that your opinions, needs, and even your presence are less important than those of others. This undermines your own confidence and encourages others to view you as someone who can be easily walked over. Women, in particular, are attracted to men who exude confidence, men who are comfortable in their own skin and unapologetic about their place in the world. A man who doesn't constantly seek approval or apologize for his existence displays a sense of self-assurance that is magnetic. This doesn't mean that you should never apologize, but it does mean that you should stop over-apologizing for things that don't deserve it, like voicing your opinion, making decisions, or taking up space. The Stoics would encourage you to focus on what is within your control, your actions, your words, and how you carry yourself. When you haven't done anything wrong, there is no need to apologize. Instead, you should stand firm in your decisions and be proud of the space you occupy. Confidence, after all, is about owning who you are without needing to constantly justify or explain yourself to others. A practical way to break the cycle of over-apologizing is by becoming aware of how often you say sorry in your daily interactions. Are you apologizing for things that weren't your fault? Are you saying sorry just to smooth over a situation or avoid confrontation? Once you start noticing this pattern, you can actively work on replacing unnecessary apologies with more assertive statements. For instance, instead of saying, "Sorry, can I add something?" you can say, "I'd like to add something." By making these small changes in how you communicate, you'll begin to assert yourself more confidently. Additionally, it's important to realize that over-apologizing can have long-term consequences on your personal and professional relationships. In a romantic context, constant apologies can make you seem insecure and dependent, which diminishes your attractiveness. Women are naturally drawn to men who are assertive, who communicate with confidence, and who don't feel the need to apologize for being themselves. If you want to be seen as a leader and someone worth pursuing, you have to stop seeking validation through endless apologies. The Stoics also teach us the importance of self-respect and maintaining our dignity in every interaction. Apologizing excessively undermines this. In the Stoic tradition, strength comes from within, from living in accordance with your values and principles. When you apologize for your existence, you are betraying this inner strength. Instead, you should cultivate the ability to stand firm in who you are, without feeling the need to make excuses or justify yourself to others. Moreover, over-apologizing can also damage your career. In professional settings, confidence is key. Constantly apologizing, even for things that aren't your fault, can make you seem unsure of yourself and less competent. It's essential to project confidence in your decisions and actions, and that starts with eliminating unnecessary apologies. A simple, assertive demeanor will command more respect from colleagues, supervisors, and clients. So how can you work on stopping the habit of over-apologizing? Start by paying close attention to your language. Take note of when and why you apologize. When you catch yourself saying sorry for no valid reason, pause and ask yourself if an apology is truly warranted. If not, replace the apology with a more direct, assertive statement. Over time, this practice will help you to communicate with more confidence and authority. Another critical point is understanding that confidence doesn't come from being perfect, but from being comfortable with who you are, even when things don't go as planned. You don't need to apologize for every misstep or awkward moment. Instead, focus on how you handle the situation afterward. The ability to stay calm and collected in the face of challenges is far more attractive than constantly apologizing for small errors or inconveniences. Confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have, and a big part of that confidence comes from not shrinking yourself or apologizing for existing. When you stand tall, both physically and mentally, you project a sense of inner strength that others can't help but be drawn to. Remember that apologizing should be reserved for situations where it's truly necessary, not as a way to smooth over discomfort or fear. In conclusion, it's time to stop apologizing for your existence. The next time you catch yourself saying sorry for no reason, stop and reconsider. Is there a better way to express yourself without diminishing your worth? By embracing your space and owning your presence, you'll naturally become more confident, assertive, and attractive, not only to women, but to everyone you interact with. The Stoics remind us that we are responsible for how we carry ourselves in the world, and that starts with standing firm in who we are unapologetically. Chapter 7. Stop avoiding conflict. Nice guys are notorious for avoiding conflict at all costs. You may think that by avoiding confrontation, you're being the bigger person or maintaining harmony, but in reality, this habit leads to resentment and unresolved issues. Women are not attracted to men who shy away from difficult conversations or challenging situations. They want a man who can handle conflict with maturity and composure. Avoiding conflict not only weakens your position in relationships, but also makes you appear indecisive and lacking in leadership. The Stoics believe that conflict is a natural part of life, and it's how we handle it that defines our character. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, facing challenges head-on is the path to growth and strength. Avoiding conflict doesn't eliminate problems, it merely delays them and allows them to fester. Over time, this avoidance creates tension and frustration, which can ultimately damage your relationships. Women are attracted to men who are capable of handling difficult situations with confidence and grace. This doesn't mean you need to seek out conflict, but when it arises, you should be willing to address it openly and honestly. Avoiding confrontation only makes you seem weak and incapable of dealing with life's challenges. Stoicism teaches that we should approach conflict with a calm and rational mind, not with fear or avoidance. To break the habit of avoiding conflict, start by rethinking your attitude toward confrontation. Conflict is not inherently negative, it's an opportunity for growth and resolution. The next time a difficult situation arises, instead of shying away from it, lean into it with confidence. Express your thoughts and feelings clearly and listen to the other person's perspective. By approaching conflict with a calm and composed demeanor, you earn respect and admiration for your ability to handle tough situations. Women are more attracted to men who can face conflict head-on and resolve issues with maturity. By embracing healthy confrontation, you show that you're not afraid to stand up for yourself or address problems directly. This level of confidence and composure is incredibly attractive and will make women see you as a strong, capable partner. Remember, the Stoics taught that obstacles are opportunities for growth. By facing conflict with courage, you not only become a stronger person, but also a more desirable partner. If you've been stuck in the nice guy trap, now is the time to break free. Each of these habits, people-pleasing, being overly agreeable, saying yes to everything, failing to stand up for yourself, seeking external validation, over-apologizing, and avoiding conflict diminishes your confidence and attractiveness. By letting go of these self-sabotaging behaviors, you can become the strong, confident, and self-assured man that women are naturally drawn to. The Stoics taught us that true strength comes from within, from living in accordance with our values and not being swayed by external forces. By embracing Stoic principles and breaking these nice guy habits, you'll not only attract women, but also gain the respect of those around you. Remember, the key to attraction is confidence, and that confidence starts with knowing your worth and standing firm in who you are. The Stoics were masters of human psychology. They spent their lives understanding human nature, desires, and the art of balance. While they didn't explicitly talk about intimacy in the way we do today, their principles can be applied to every aspect of life, including relationships and sexual dynamics. Women's desires often go unnoticed, or worse, misunderstood, and that's where so many men miss out. They think they know what women want, but there's a world of difference between what men assume and what women truly crave in the bedroom. This episode is going to uncover 9 sex positions that women are dying to experience, but most men remain clueless about. The truth is, if you really want to connect with a woman, satisfy her, and leave a lasting impression, you need to understand the subtle complexities of her desires. Each position we discuss is about more than just physical pleasure. It's about intimacy, control, vulnerability, and giving her the freedom to express her sexuality. Stay with me until the end as we break down these positions, why they matter, and how you can apply them in your own intimate experiences. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below with your thoughts or experiences. Let's dive into a world of deeper connection and pleasure. Chapter 1: Cowgirl, Her Moment to Take Control. One of the most liberating and empowering positions for women, cowgirl, is where she takes the lead, both physically and emotionally. In this position, she's on top, guiding the pace, depth, and rhythm of the encounter. What makes this so appealing to women isn't just the physical control, but the psychological and emotional freedom that it provides. Women crave the ability to express themselves, to take control in the bedroom in a way that feels natural and exciting, yet they are often hesitant to vocalize this desire. Cowgirl allows them to embrace their inner confidence without fear or judgment. For men, cowgirl may seem like a relinquishment of control, but in reality, it's about shared power. By allowing her to take the reins, you're actually showcasing a kind of strength that comes from vulnerability and openness, two traits that are often overlooked but are highly attractive. From a Stoic perspective, cowgirl reflects the principle of balance in relationships. Stoics believed in mastering oneself and achieving harmony between desire and discipline. Men often feel a strong need to dominate in the bedroom, believing this reflects masculinity or power, but true strength lies in knowing when to step back, when to allow your partner the freedom to express her desires. In this position, you're not surrendering power, you're sharing it. In fact, when a man allows a woman to take control in this way, it signals confidence and security. You're comfortable enough in your masculinity to let her lead without feeling threatened or insecure. This openness to letting her guide the experience can create a powerful emotional bond. You're giving her the space to be fully in control, and for women, that can be incredibly attractive. It's not just about the physical mechanics of the position, but the deeper emotional exchange that happens when both partners feel free to express their desires fully. From a physical perspective, cowgirl offers several benefits that women find incredibly satisfying. Since she controls the depth and speed, she can adjust to what feels best for her body, ensuring maximum pleasure. This level of control is crucial because every woman's body is different. What feels good for one woman may not work for another, and this position gives her the freedom to explore what she enjoys without feeling rushed or pressured. Moreover, this position allows for targeted stimulation of the G-spot, which is often difficult to achieve in other positions. What makes cowgirl even more special is the opportunity it offers for deeper emotional intimacy. This position allows for direct eye contact, which is a powerful tool for connection. Looking into each other's eyes during sex creates a sense of vulnerability and emotional openness. It's a silent form of communication where you can see the pleasure, excitement, and even love in your partner's eyes, heightening the overall experience. This eye contact fosters a sense of closeness that is often lacking in more physically demanding or less intimate positions. Additionally, being face-to-face in cowgirl allows for verbal communication throughout the act. She can easily communicate what she wants, whether to go slower or faster, deeper or shallower, without breaking the flow of the moment. For men, this is an opportunity to listen and respond to her needs in real time. This kind of direct feedback can be incredibly empowering for her and helpful for you. It's not just about following her lead, but about participating in a mutual exchange where her pleasure is prioritized, which in turn leads to a more fulfilling experience for both of you. From an emotional and psychological standpoint, cowgirl can transform the dynamics of a sexual relationship. Many women are conditioned to think of sex as something that is done to them, where they are passive participants rather than active agents. But in this position, that dynamic flips. She is in control, deciding what happens and when, and that can be incredibly empowering for her. It gives her the opportunity to express her sexuality on her own terms, which is something many women secretly desire, but are often too shy or hesitant to admit. For the man, this shift in power dynamics requires trust and emotional intelligence. It's not about sitting back and doing nothing. Rather, it's about being attuned to her responses, understanding her needs, and reacting accordingly. You're still actively involved in the experience through touch, communication, and energy, but in a way that centers her pleasure and her desires. This can be a deeply fulfilling experience for both partners, as it allows for a more balanced and harmonious sexual encounter. Cowgirl is also a position that allows for endless variation. She can lean forward, increasing clitoral stimulation, or lean back for deeper penetration. This adaptability makes it a favorite among women because they can customize the experience to what feels best for them at any given moment. The freedom to adjust her body in ways that feel pleasurable is something that many women don't get in more traditional positions. This adaptability also benefits you as a partner, as you get to see her in different states of pleasure, which can be incredibly exciting and fulfilling. Finally, the cowgirl position can lead to a deeper understanding of each other's desires. When a woman feels safe, empowered, and in control, she is more likely to open up emotionally, making the sexual experience not just about physical pleasure, but about deepening the relationship itself. This is where Stoicism's teachings on balance and emotional intelligence come into play. By allowing her the space to take control, you're fostering a deeper connection that goes beyond the bedroom and into the emotional and psychological aspects of your relationship. In essence, cowgirl isn't just a position, it's a gateway to deeper intimacy, emotional connection, and mutual satisfaction. By embracing this dynamic, you're not only enhancing the physical aspects of your relationship, but also creating a space where both of you can explore your desires openly and without fear. For women, this is an experience they secretly crave, but often don't voice. By offering her this moment of control, you're providing something far more valuable than just physical pleasure. You're offering emotional liberation. Chapter 2: Spooning, Intimacy in Every Sense. Spooning is one of the most intimate sex positions, and it's one that many women secretly crave because of the emotional connection it fosters. Unlike more aggressive or visually stimulating positions, spooning is all about closeness, tenderness, and the feeling of being wrapped up in each other. In this position, both partners lie on their sides, with the man positioned behind the woman. This not only allows for deep, slow penetration, but also encourages physical intimacy through constant body contact. For many women, sex isn't just about physical pleasure, it's about feeling emotionally connected to their partner. Spooning offers a unique opportunity to nurture that emotional bond. The position allows for deep skin-to-skin contact, which activates feelings of safety, comfort, and affection. In fact, many women are more likely to experience deep pleasure and even orgasm when they feel emotionally secure during sex, and spooning naturally creates that sense of security. The physical closeness and tenderness often associated with spooning can help women feel more loved and desired, heightening their arousal and making the experience far more fulfilling. From a Stoic perspective, spooning reflects the philosophy of calmness and control over oneself while simultaneously engaging deeply with another. Stoicism teaches that true strength lies not in dominating or overpowering others, but in connecting with them on a deeper level, and spooning exemplifies this perfectly. It's a gentle reminder that physical dominance is not always the key to pleasure. Sometimes, it's the softer, more intimate moments that leave the greatest impact. In spooning, the man isn't just physically close, he's emotionally present. This presence and attentiveness signal to her that you're not just there for your own pleasure, but to engage with her on multiple levels. For women, spooning is also highly arousing because of the way it encourages slow, deliberate movement. Unlike other more vigorous positions, spooning is about savoring every touch, every movement, and every breath. The pace can be controlled to ensure that both partners are fully engaged in the experience, and because of the constant body contact, it becomes easier to respond to each other's subtle cues. The slower, more intimate rhythm can enhance both partners' pleasure, making the experience feel more like a deep connection rather than just a physical act. Additionally, spooning allows for various kinds of physical touch. The man can easily reach around to stimulate her breasts, trace his fingers along her body, or provide clitoral stimulation, all while maintaining the rhythm of penetration. This multitasking aspect of spooning can be incredibly stimulating for women, as it combines deep penetration with external stimulation. The position's flexibility allows for a lot of variety in touch, which is something many women deeply appreciate but may not express openly. Another reason women love spooning is the opportunity for emotional communication. In this position, whispering sweet words or telling her how much you desire her feels natural and intimate. The closeness allows for easy verbal communication, which can enhance the emotional connection even further. Unlike other positions where the focus is primarily on physicality, spooning encourages partners to engage emotionally as well, turning sex into a more holistic experience. But don't mistake spooning for being purely about tenderness and emotional intimacy. While it is slower and more intimate, it can still be incredibly passionate. When done right, spooning can become a highly erotic and deeply sensual experience, blending both the emotional and physical aspects of intimacy in a way that few other positions can. This balance of softness and passion is what makes spooning such a beloved position for many women. From a psychological standpoint, spooning also appeals to women because it allows for a sense of vulnerability without the fear of being overwhelmed. The man is behind her, providing both physical and emotional support. She feels protected, yet still in control of her own pleasure. This balance of vulnerability and empowerment is something many women find deeply satisfying. Ultimately, spooning is a position that offers women exactly what they're looking for: emotional closeness, gentle stimulation, and a sense of security, all while maintaining the eroticism and passion of a sexual encounter. It's a position that encourages connection on every level, making it one that women dream of but may not always ask for. By embracing the intimacy and emotional depth of spooning, you're offering her an experience that goes far beyond just physical pleasure. Chapter 3: Side by Side, a balance of comfort and intensity. In the side-by-side position, both partners lie on their backs facing each other, creating a relaxed but intimate angle for intercourse. This position provides a balance between physical closeness and comfort, making it perfect for slow, sensual lovemaking while still offering the opportunity for deeper, more passionate moments. Women enjoy this position because it allows for easy physical access to each other's bodies, ensuring both partners can explore and stimulate as the moment progresses. One of the key reasons women love this position is the level of connection it provides. Being face-to-face means that you can maintain eye contact throughout, creating a deeper emotional and psychological bond. Eye contact during sex is an incredibly powerful form of intimacy. It fosters a sense of vulnerability and openness that many women secretly crave, even if they don't openly express it. For women, sex is as much about emotional connection as it is about physical pleasure, and the side-by-side position allows both to flourish naturally. This position is also highly adaptive. Because both partners are lying down, it reduces strain on the body and allows for a more relaxed approach to intercourse. This makes it easier to sustain longer sessions of lovemaking, giving both partners the chance to focus on building up pleasure slowly rather than rushing toward a quick climax. The slower pace can be especially satisfying for women who often need more time to reach their peak of arousal. The ability to control the rhythm and pace in this position adds a heightened sense of anticipation, which many women find incredibly arousing. From a Stoic standpoint, side-by-side is a metaphor for balance. Stoicism teaches that pleasure and restraint must coexist in harmony. This position allows both partners to enjoy the full physicality of sex without losing sight of the emotional connection. It's not about overpowering or dominating, it's about creating a mutual exchange of pleasure and connection that leaves both partners fulfilled. This subtle harmony of intensity and tenderness makes the side-by-side position an ideal embodiment of Stoic principles in the bedroom. Another reason this position appeals to women is the opportunity for mutual stimulation. Because both partners have free use of their hands, they can easily stimulate each other's erogenous zones. Women often appreciate positions that allow for a variety of sensations, and the side-by-side position offers exactly that. Whether it's gentle caresses, breast stimulation, or clitoral touches, this position allows for a fully immersive experience. The ability to add layers of sensory pleasure makes this position stand out, as it gives women the freedom to express their desires while being deeply engaged with their partner. Additionally, the side-by-side position is perfect for couples who want to experiment with verbal communication during sex. Being face-to-face allows you to talk, whisper, or even guide each other through the experience, which can be a massive turn-on for women. Many women love to hear their partner express desire, pleasure, or even give gentle instructions, as it heightens the psychological and emotional intensity of the encounter. The exchange of words can enhance the mood and draw both partners into a more connected and erotic space, making the experience all the more fulfilling. In this position, both partners can take turns being in control. Because it's easy to adjust the angle, one partner can guide the rhythm and pace, or you can switch who's leading without disrupting the flow of the experience. This fluid exchange of control appeals to women because it allows for a more dynamic and interactive form of intimacy. The back-and-forth nature of this position makes it engaging and allows both partners to feel empowered, contributing to a more profound sense of equality and connection. Overall, the side-by-side position offers an ideal mix of comfort, connection, and control. Women appreciate the balance of physical pleasure and emotional closeness it provides, making it one of the most desired positions for those looking for a deeper, more intimate sexual experience. Its adaptability and the level of engagement it promotes make it a go-to for couples who seek a slow build-up to mutual satisfaction while staying connected in every way. Chapter 4. The Cross, an underrated gem for deep connection. The cross position, where the woman lies on her back and the man positions himself perpendicular to her, offers a unique angle for deep penetration and intimate connection. This often overlooked position provides a different kind of stimulation, allowing both partners to enjoy new sensations and deeper levels of connection. One reason women enjoy the cross is because it allows for targeted stimulation. This position often hits areas of the vaginal canal that aren't as easily accessible in more traditional positions. The cross is perfect for women who enjoy a blend of deep penetration and subtle, varied sensations. It's also a position that gives the man control over depth and speed, which can be highly arousing when done with attentiveness to her reactions. From a Stoic perspective, the cross exemplifies the philosophy of adaptability. Stoicism teaches us to embrace change and explore new experiences without fear or hesitation. The cross position encourages partners to step outside of their usual comfort zones, offering something new and exciting. Women love variety in the bedroom, and this position provides just that without being overly complicated or physically demanding. The emotional connection fostered by the cross is another major draw for women. While it allows for deep penetration, it also keeps partners in close physical contact. The angle encourages hand-holding, kissing, and eye contact, making it a perfect blend of physical pleasure and emotional intimacy. For many women, sex isn't just about physical gratification, it's about feeling emotionally closer to their partner. The cross beautifully blends both. Because this position requires coordination, it also promotes communication between partners. This interaction can heighten the experience for women, making them feel like an active, engaged participant rather than just a passive recipient. When both partners work together to find the right rhythm and pace, it creates a shared sense of satisfaction that many women find deeply fulfilling. Another hidden benefit of the cross is the physical comfort it offers. Since it doesn't require extreme flexibility or physical exertion, it can be perfect for couples who want an intimate, connected experience without the strain that some more demanding positions require. Its balance of novelty, intimacy, and stimulation makes it an ideal choice for both partners to enjoy. In short, the cross is a fantastic way to introduce something new and exciting into the bedroom. Women may not always explicitly ask for it, but when introduced, this position often becomes a favorite. It's an underrated gem that combines emotional intimacy, communication, and physical pleasure all in one, leaving both partners feeling satisfied and more deeply connected. Chapter 5: The Lazy Dog, a relaxed twist on a classic. The lazy dog is a subtle variation on the classic doggy-style position, but with a twist that many women find deeply pleasurable. In this version, both partners are more relaxed. The woman lies flat on her stomach while the man lies on top of her, creating a more intimate, slow-paced version of the typically more intense doggy style. This position offers deeper penetration and constant full-body contact, which women secretly crave but may not always express. One of the key reasons women enjoy the lazy dog is because of the intimacy and comfort it offers. Unlike the more vigorous and physically demanding traditional doggy style, the lazy dog allows both partners to relax into the experience. The pressure of the man's body against hers can feel protective and sensual, offering a sense of closeness that isn't always present in more intense positions. For many women, this kind of full-body contact enhances the emotional connection during sex, turning what could be a purely physical act into something far more meaningful. This position also provides a unique kind of stimulation. With the woman lying flat, the angle of penetration changes, allowing the man to hit different areas of the vaginal canal, which can result in intense pleasure for her. The deeper penetration that the lazy dog allows can be incredibly satisfying, especially when combined with the slower, more deliberate movements that this position encourages. Women often appreciate a mix of deep, slow thrusts and faster movements, and the lazy dog offers an ideal setup for this combination. From a Stoic perspective, the lazy dog represents the balance between power and restraint. The man is in control of the movement, but the slower pace and close body contact reflect a deeper connection and understanding between partners. Stoicism teaches that control isn't about dominance, it's about guiding the experience in a way that benefits both partners. In this position, the man is able to take charge, but the slower, more intimate nature of the position shows that he's attuned to his partner's needs and desires. Women also enjoy the lazy dog because it allows for variety in touch. The man's hands are free to roam, whether that means caressing her back, holding her hips, or even stimulating her clitoris. This multitasking aspect can elevate the experience for women, as it combines deep penetration with external stimulation. The lazy dog is also great for stimulating the G-spot due to the angle of penetration, which can lead to powerful orgasms when done right. Another reason women love this position is because of the opportunity for whispered communication. Because the man is lying close to her, it's easy to whisper in her ear, tell her how much you desire her, or even engage in dirty talk if that's something you both enjoy. Many women find this kind of verbal intimacy incredibly arousing, as it adds an extra layer of psychological stimulation to the physical pleasure they're experiencing. The proximity of your bodies in this position allows for a deeper emotional connection, turning the encounter into something that's both passionate and intimate. The psychological aspect of the lazy dog is also important. Many women enjoy feeling a sense of surrender during sex, but they want to feel safe and cherished at the same time. The lazy dog offers the perfect balance of these two desires. She's in a submissive position, but the slow, deliberate pace and full body contact make her feel loved and protected rather than just physically dominated. In conclusion, the lazy dog is a deeply satisfying position for women because it combines the best of both worlds, deep penetration and emotional intimacy. The slow pace, close body contact, and opportunity for verbal communication make it a position that women are dying to experience but may not always ask for. By introducing the lazy dog into your sexual repertoire, you're offering her a blend of comfort, intimacy, and intense pleasure that she's likely to remember long after the moment has passed. Chapter 6: Girl on Top, her chance to lead. The girl on top position is a favorite among women for a variety of reasons, but one of the most significant is that it allows her to be in control. In this position, she's sitting on top of her partner, controlling the pace, depth, and rhythm of the experience. For many women, this is not only physically pleasurable, but also incredibly empowering. It gives her the freedom to move in ways that feel best for her, ensuring that she can reach orgasm on her terms. Women love the girl on top position because it gives them the opportunity to explore their own pleasure. In most positions, the man is in control, dictating the speed and intensity of the encounter. But in girl on top, she has the power to move at the pace that feels right for her, ensuring that she's able to reach the peak of her pleasure. For many women, this sense of control is both liberating and exciting, as it allows them to fully engage with their own desires. From a Stoic standpoint, allowing her to take the lead in this position is an example of confidence and emotional intelligence. Stoicism teaches that strength comes not from always being in control, but from understanding when to relinquish it. By letting her take charge in the bedroom, you're showing that you're secure enough in yourself to let her explore her own pleasure without feeling the need to dominate the experience. This balance of control and submission is something that women find incredibly attractive. The physical benefits of this position are also significant. Girl on top allows for deeper penetration and better control over clitoral stimulation, both of which are key factors in helping women reach orgasm. Women often find that they're more likely to experience intense pleasure in this position because they can adjust the angle and rhythm to hit all the right spots. The ability to grind, bounce, or move in a circular motion gives her a range of options for how to achieve maximum pleasure. This position also fosters emotional intimacy. Because you're face-to-face, it allows for deep eye contact, kissing, and verbal communication throughout the encounter. Many women appreciate the opportunity to maintain a close emotional connection during sex, and girl on top provides the perfect setup for that. Whether it's exchanging whispers of desire or simply maintaining eye contact, the position allows for a blend of physical and emotional connection that many women secretly crave. Another reason women enjoy this position is because of the visual aspect. Being on top allows her to feel more confident in her body, as she can control how she moves and how she presents herself. Many women feel more empowered and sexy in this position, as they're able to take charge of the experience and guide their partner in ways that feel best for them. From a psychological perspective, girl on top is empowering because it allows her to feel in control of her own pleasure. Many women secretly long for this kind of autonomy in the bedroom, but may not always ask for it. By encouraging her to take the lead, you're not only giving her the freedom to explore her desires, but also showing her that you respect and appreciate her needs. This can lead to a more fulfilling sexual experience for both partners. In conclusion, the girl on top position is a favorite for women because it offers them the opportunity to control the experience, ensuring that their pleasure is prioritized. The combination of deep penetration, clitoral stimulation, and emotional intimacy makes it a position that women are eager to experience, even if they don't always express it openly. By embracing this position, you're not only providing her with intense physical pleasure, but also empowering her to take charge of her own sexual experience. Chapter 7. Sitting on a chair, a bold and exciting move. Sitting on a chair is one of the most exciting and dynamic sex positions, and it's one that many women secretly fantasize about. In this position, the man sits on a chair while the woman straddles him, facing him as she rides. This position allows for deep penetration, constant eye contact, and full-body closeness, making it a favorite among women who crave both physical pleasure and emotional intimacy. One of the reasons women love this position is because of the intensity and control it offers. Like girl on top, sitting on a chair allows her to control the pace and rhythm of the encounter, ensuring that she can reach orgasm on her terms. The deep penetration that this position allows is incredibly satisfying for many women, especially when combined with the ability to grind or move in a way that provides clitoral stimulation. This position also fosters emotional connection. Because you're sitting face to face, it allows for deep eye contact, kissing, and verbal communication throughout the encounter. Many women appreciate the opportunity to maintain a close emotional connection during sex, and sitting on a chair provides the perfect setup for that. The full body contact and intimate positioning make it easy to exchange whispers of desire or simply enjoy the closeness of being wrapped up in each other. From a Stoic standpoint, sitting on a chair represents a balance of power and intimacy. Stoicism teaches that true strength lies in the ability to connect deeply with others, and this position allows for that kind of connection. By sitting on a chair and letting her take the lead, you're showing that you're confident enough to relinquish control and focus on creating an experience that's pleasurable for both partners. This kind of confidence is something that women find incredibly attractive. Another reason women enjoy this position is because of the physical closeness it offers. The position allows for constant skin-to-skin contact, which can enhance the emotional and physical connection between partners. The closeness also makes it easier to engage in other forms of stimulation, such as kissing, touching, or even whispering sweet nothings in her ear. In conclusion, sitting on a chair is a bold and exciting position that offers women the opportunity to control the pace and intensity of the experience while maintaining. As we wrap up this guide, it's important to remember that while these 9 sex positions may be physically exciting, they're about much more than just the physical act. Each of these positions represents a deeper connection, both emotionally and psychologically, between partners. The beauty of intimacy lies in the balance between vulnerability and strength, passion and tenderness, control and surrender. Women crave not only physical pleasure, but also emotional closeness, and by exploring these positions, you're offering her an experience that satisfies both. From the empowering freedom of cowgirl to the deep emotional connection fostered in spooning or the bold intensity of sitting on a chair, these positions allow you to connect with your partner in a way that goes beyond the surface. They offer her the space to explore her own pleasure while building trust and intimacy between the two of you. If you've made it this far, congratulations, you are now equipped with knowledge that 99% of men are unaware of. Don't be afraid to take what you've learned here and apply it in your relationship. Listen to your partner's desires, be open to exploring new experiences, and most importantly, focus on the connection you're creating together. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. Share your stories and experiences, what works, what resonates, and how you've deepened your connection through these techniques. Your story could help someone else on their own journey to better intimacy. Until next time, remember, the key to great sex isn't just in the moves, it's in the connection you build with your partner. Stay connected, stay present, and let the journey of exploration continue.